Hi everyone, and welcome to today's reading. If you are new here, I am the Hermit Tarot and this is my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be a pick a card YouTube reading. Welcome to everybody who's returning. How dare I forget about you. Thank you so much for all of your support, you guys. I feel like I've just really been trying to kind of balance my energy out, and I've been picking up on some really supportive, loving energy from this community. So I really appreciate all of you who send love my way and who send really thoughtful messages or even just energy sweets. I pick up on a lot of it. So thank you so much, especially over the last week. It really felt like I was just getting a rush of love. So thank you so much if that was you who did that. Now, today's reading is going to be one of my more popular readings. We're doing a channeled messages reading, but we're going to be getting channeled messages from your future spouse. And this reading, let me tell you, sweet pea, I'm filming your intro after I've done all of your groups, all of the extendeds. I'm very surprised by the messages that came through for each of these 4 groups. A lot of information came through. It's a very juicy, long reading. And my goal was to just try to keep it light, but honest. And unfortunately, I'll be honest with you, honesty took the cake. Now, that's not to kind of discredit you or make you feel like, oh gosh, do I really want to get into this? But I just want you to know that it's a lengthy reading for a reason. A lot of information came through about your future spouse. So before we get into this, I strongly encourage you get something to drink, something to snack on, get comfortable, get something to write with as well so that you can take notes, because let me tell you, you are going to be wanting to take notes. This reading is very extensive and it's very important that you hold on to what resonates. Write it down, circle it, put it in bold, make it, some crazy font with your handwriting. But make sure that you're taking notes of what resonates so that you can better filter whatever doesn't, okay? But I really did my best to tune into each of the group's energies and to get as many clear messages as possible. So as you can probably tell by now, we do have 4 groups, and I want to introduce the groups, but I firstly just want to give a quick shout out to Say Pa, Say Ma, Tunes. I was about to say cartoons, tunes. So I'm using a new tarot deck in today's video, which I did unbox on this channel, I'm pretty sure. This deck has been a long time in the making. I am a massive fan of the family that inspired this deck and the family that essentially created this deck. It is beautiful and it has a lot of references to Asian cultures, namely Chinese culture, Malaysian culture. It's so beautiful, and I feel so honored to have a copy in my hands. So I'm one of the first, I think, to receive one. So I just want to give a quick shout out. You'll see me use the deck in each of your readings. If it looks like a deck that you're interested in, please remember it is Say Pa, Say Ma tunes. Otherwise, I do have all my decks linked in the description box below. So without further ado, let's introduce the 4 groups. Starting from the left here, we have group number 1. Group number 1 has the Aventurine card. The Aventurine card in this deck is also associated with water, the crown chakra. We have this interesting yoga pose of peace and stability. We also have the number 8. We have Neptune, and Aventurine is the crystal on this card. So that is group number 1. Pause the video if you need more time to look at the cards. I should have said that while I was holding it, but now you know. Group number 2 will have the Demorturite card over here. Demorturite is associated with fire. In this deck, it's also associated with the solar plexus chakra, this handstand pose, or headstand, I should say. We also have the number 25, and we have the sun on this card as well for the Demorturite crystal, group number 2. Group number 3 will have the citrine quartz crystal card, and citrine quartz in this deck is associated with the air element as well as the crown chakra, this stretching yoga pose, the number 23, and Neptune over there as well for group 3, the citrine quartz. And last but not least, we have group number 4 with the natural agate crystal card. Natural agate is being associated with earth in this deck, the heart chakra, this yoga pose, which is something that I feel is very common. Like a lot of people, when you're younger, you sit like that. This card is also associated with the number 2 and Venus up here as well. Natural agate for group number 4. So those are the 4 groups, y'all. Pause the video if you need more time, or you may want to join me in the meditation portion of this video if you want to kind of really tune in to your intuition and channel which group is best for you. That meditation is just a quick minute. I'm going to try to update it sometime soon, but until then we'll use that one because it is pretty effective. What else do I need to tell you? Just be careful, okay? In the sense of take your time to pick a group. Choose a method that you trust. If you like to use random generators, choose a method that you trust, because each of these 4 groups have very compelling messages, and I really want you to find a group that is best suited for you, that is the genuine outcome based on your current energy. And remember that despite your current energy, this is your future spouse. So if you hear or see anything that you want to change or that you don't 100% agree with, you have more than enough time to do that with your own actions and your own free will. You do not have to accept anything as a final judgment. You do ultimately have free will. And with that being said, I think I'm going to take this into the meditation and then into each of the groups. So scroll up to the timestamps when you know which of these groups you're feeling most called to, and join me in your reading. So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep, mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number. It may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color. It could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading. Hello and welcome, group number 1. If you chose this aventurine card, I always thought it was adventurine. Anyway, there are some little things in this deck that are written slightly different, so maybe it is aventurine. Why am I saying adventurine? Anyway, that might have something to do with your reading. If you chose this beautiful aventurine crystal card, then this is going to be your reading, group 1. We are asking Spirit for channeled messages from your future spouse. So it's going to be very interesting. I do like doing these readings. I just can't do them too often because they usually are very energetically demanding. But it's been a while since I've done one, so I thought let's do it again. Let's get some first-person channeled messages from your future spouse. So I'll pop your card down for now. Actually, no, there's messages already, especially with Kurt going off in the background. Aventurine is high, like strong Neptune energy over here, but with that watery pull as well. I feel like your future spouse is really missing you right now, group 1. I feel like this person is calling out to you and really trying to connect to you through source. So they may even be using spirituality or things like, tarot cards. If they're not then they are connecting with you in their fantasies, in their daydreams, in their dreams. Like this person is really calling out to you and connecting with your energy. I feel like there's an awareness from this person's side that they are supposed to be with someone quite impactful in their lifetime. So I'm getting this energy, especially with this position down here, that this person may be single at the moment, or may be trying to clear room in their life for a more meaningful connection. It just feels like this person's kind of at a point where they're accepting the fact that not everyone is going to be able to make this yearning feeling go away. So they're kind of at a point where they're having to be very careful about who they do fascinate on. I feel with Neptune here, this person may be quite obsessive at times, or just very devoted in a relationship. And it comes across as very intense. So they're trying to like be careful about who they give that feeling to. I also believe that this person is awakening in some way. Again, even if they're not super spiritual or super religious, I believe that they do have a strong connection. I feel like for most of you, this person prays. I think they do pray, or they talk to their own ancestors, whatever it is. I feel like this person has dialogues with who they believe is source or a part of the spirit realm. And they're kind of like praying about this connection, praying to meet you. I do believe for most of you, this person has not met you yet, or they just don't know you yet in this way. We'll get tarot to clarify, but this yearning kind of feeling feels very whimsical. It feels very fantastical. It feels very like in my imaginations, my dream person, you know, like just imagining you in their mind's eye, not getting the chance to kind of see you in person. But we'll see what tarot has to say. I'm going to start shuffling some cards out to get us started. We got a lot to cover in today's reading. We're hoping to answer the question of whether you've met this person yet or not as well. Spirit Group 1, what does their future spouse want to say to them? What does Group 1's future spouse want to say to them? Please tune me into Group 1's energy. What does Group 1's future spouse want to say to them? Page of Chopsticks coming out first from this beautiful new tarot deck. What does Group 1's future spouse want to say to them? We have the Five of Chopsticks coming out second. If it will focus, come on please. We don't have a lot of time. I do so many accents, I need to be careful. I don't mean to offend anybody with my accents. I will be more mindful of that in the future. Group 1, please Spirit. What does their future spouse want to say to them? We have the King of Chopsticks in the reverse. What does their future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? The Seven of Chopsticks in the upright. What does the Knight of Wands? Oh wow, total eclipse of the heart. No. And I need you now tonight. Is that Bonnie Tyler? And I need you more than ever. And if you only hold me tight, then we'll be holding on forever. And we'll only be making it right. Cause together we're wrong. Love is like a shadow on me all the time. What is that song? I don't know what to do. I'm always in the dark. I really need you tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Once upon a time I was falling in love. Now we're only falling apart. It is total eclipse of the heart. I had to sing the whole verse. Anyway, total eclipse of the heart is big mood in your group. Last but certainly not least, we have the Lover's card coming out for you in the reverse position. Yeah, I feel like most of you haven't met this person yet. They're so keen to meet you. This person is like super manifesting you, getting very impatient. We have the Two of Wands in the reversed position. Let's keep that there just for reference. I do want to get some more cards, sorry. I know this is a long time to be shuffling. What else does Group 1's future spouse want to say to them? We both need closure. Dum, 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 dum. What does group one's future spouse want to say to them? This person could be quite musical. There's a lot of just random little riffs keep coming up in my head. So they might play guitar, or they could be a keyboardist, someone who can play riffs. It could even be bass, to be fair. But I'm like picturing like ding, 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 ding. It feels like this person has a musical connection in some way. We also have, I didn't message you by mistake. This is so interesting in the context of somebody you haven't met yet. It's going to be very interesting to channel their energy. I might... We'll get one musical messages oracle deck. Spirit, what does this person's future spouse want to say to them? What does group one's future spouse want to say to them? What does group one's future spouse want to say to them? Hi. We got 2 cards. We'll take them both. We don't have a lot of room though. Let me just put that there. Wow, at the back of the 2 of Wands reversed was the Fool. So I do feel like this is a brand new person for like all of you, basically. We have Borderline by Tame Impala, and we have Alrighty Aphrodite by Peach Pit. Manipulate and Aggressive over here. I'm going to put those cards there, and let's get into your channeled message, shall we? Without further delays. Alrighty, so as you're new here, I channel first person. I'm sure I would have explained that in the intro. And then I will offer you my objective advice / information based on what I picked up when I was channeling their energy first person. I'll then get Spirit to offer advice before we end your reading. But I feel like for you guys, we're going to have a lot of questions because this feels like a new person. So let's get into the first person channeled messages. I dream about you every single night, and I think about you almost every day. I'm often trying to distract my mind from dwelling on thoughts of you because I do need to stay present at this point in my life. I am dealing with other things in which I need to fix or work through right now, and I can appreciate on a higher level that I need to do this in order to get closer to you. But it's hard to focus on that when I'm just so passionately excited about you. I often wonder how we're going to meet and where we're going to meet. I've recently started new hobbies to try to get closer to you. I've been trying to be more adventurous, and I've just been trying to do things that I wouldn't normally do. It's very uncomfortable at first, but it's also showing me how many different things I'm good at. I definitely am someone that can work well under pressure. I'm trying to be patient with the situation that I'm being dealt with right now, but I'm already so passionately excited about meeting you, and thoughts of you and who you are and how you will impact my life has already pushed me into new directions. The thought of you being a part of my life has already forced me to grow in ways that I wouldn't have been able to grow had I chosen to stay with my previous partners. And I need you to know that I am spending a lot of time right now just trying to be an exciting, fun, interesting person for when we both meet. I've still got some growing to do, but I'd like to think that you'll get to know me while I'm in this stage of growing so that we can hopefully grow together. I think you'll consider me to be somewhat immature in some ways, but I also believe that that's part of the joy and fun that I can bring into your life, is that I'm quite passionate and interested in growing and exploring more of what life has to offer. And I'm not someone who lets their fear get in their way. I'm often, in the past I didn't see this, but now I realize I'm quite a courageous, brave person who rises to the occasion and doesn't give up easily. I think about you a lot, especially at nighttime, and I often try to go to places where I would want to meet my future spouse. So you'll probably meet me in a very odd, maybe eclectic or slightly strange place. And it's not that I go there very often, it's just that that's me literally trying to scour the places that I can to find you. I think that part of where we meet has a lot to do with our story, and it's something that will be very interesting to tell other people as well. At this point in my life, I need you to know that there's a lot of things that I'm trying to battle and compete with. And it does feel like my life right now is very overwhelming in terms of the amount of expectations I have to fulfill and the amount of people that have a say over what I'm supposed to do. I want to say that I just meet you when I meet you, in the sense of it's just this serendipitous moment of two people happening to be in the right place at the right time. But at the moment, I'm also getting a lot of feedback and information from people who want me to do this and want me to do that. And why am I not on Tinder? And why am I not on Bumble? Why am I not on any of these other ways and apps to meet people? And I feel like that's the thing that I'm struggling with most right now, because I don't want to miss you, and I don't want to not be somewhere where you are just because I was too proud to follow somebody's advice. But I also feel like there are too many people expecting me or telling me how to live my life in terms of my love life. When I meet you, you're somebody who I assume has a lot of attention as well. You're somebody who I assume has a lot of people watching them. And we may even meet in a situation where there are a lot of eyes on you. So I feel like I need to make myself known. I need you to know that when I see you for the first time, I will not be able to miss an opportunity to speak to you. And I will want to rush towards you to get your attention, because I am courageous and I am brave like that. And I don't want you to get mixed up with other people. I also see you as someone who often attracts attention that isn't as straightforward as I am. I'm someone who is going to make my intentions clear, in the sense that I'm very interested in you. I'll be honest, when we meet, I'm going to be apprehensive over whether you are this wonderful, magical, emotionally enriching person that I've been manifesting, but I will instantly be attracted to you. So I will make my intentions towards dating you and being romantically involved with you very obvious. Where I feel that in the past you attracted a lot of people who didn't do that for you. They didn't make their intentions clear. They just kind of gave you a little bit of this and then expected you to fill in the rest. You won't have to do that. I'm someone who does make things clear, and especially with you. I'm going to be very curious and intrigued by you and how you react to this passionate new mindset I have of life. I'm going to want to travel with you. I'm going to want to try new things with you. I'm going to need someone who kind of keeps me level-headed as well, because sometimes I get too keen to do things and it's not always the most logical thing to do. So I think that's where we balance each other out. You are kind of the voice of reason and my reason to do things safely. I may even have a bit of a daredevil side as well, that you kind of keep grounded and make sure that I don't do something that is just too far beyond my limits. I also need you to know that I am very impatiently waiting for you to come in. It feels like a lot of this is out of my control, and that's what's so frustrating. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to finally lay eyes on you and to be able to spend time with you and to be able to see you. I really feel like you are somebody who I'm going to recognize when you come in, and I want to make sure that when you're here, I use our time together to make the most, to get to know each other. I feel like you're going to be disappointed with conversations with me in the beginning. I feel like I'm someone who comes across very strong, and you may be confused by that. You may interpret that as someone who has a strong ego, or someone who's only here for the pure reasons, very skin deep sort of reasons, someone who doesn't have a strong spiritual connection. But I am actually, everything I do because I've been guided to do it. I'm like this because I feel guided to be like this. And I don't mean to come across egotistical. I'm just very sure about what I want and what I like. And I think that that's something that you may misinterpret about me. And that's something that I will need to not be too proud to admit when you call me out on it. It's something that you help me deal with. And I feel like it's something that the two of us kind of help each other work on. I feel like I help you have compassion for people like me again, where you may have gotten really offended by people like me who come on way too strong and are quite extroverted or are quite confident. Maybe you just assume that we're all very egotistical or offensive and arrogant and ignorant, and that's not at all how I pretend or want to be. I want to be someone who's receptive and learning always about people and life. I need you to know that in the beginning, I feel like you're going to give me the silent treatment and I may look like I'm giving up easily, but I'm really just trying to figure out how to move forward and whether this is something that I want to pursue. Like, obviously when somebody shows you that they're disinterested, it's hard to overcome that feeling of, oh gosh, this person, this attraction's only going one way. So I feel like our connection in the beginning may take a little bit to ground, but I'm not going to give up easily. I'm going to want to show you that I am more than my appearance or my face value or that first impression. I am more than how I present in a first impression situation. So I really hope that you keep that in mind when you do meet me. And it's not that we'll miss each other anyway, but I feel like that this is a connection that comes around twice. In the sense of the first meeting, there's obviously a click, but when we come back, it's when we really have the chance to develop more of an emotional connection rather than just a physical of, oh, this is an attractive person, but what are they like? And we both make assumptions in that first 5 minutes of meeting each other. Right now, I am trying to heal the way that I see the people that I'm attracted to. I have been through things in my past that have impacted the way that I see the people that I'm attracted to, the way that I see partners, and I'm just trying to not have this jaded point of view, this spiteful point of view. I'm trying not to assume that every lover is going to just use and abuse me or want something very specific from me, which is why I'm trying to diversify my interests and who I am as a person so that they don't just want me for my appearance or want me for what I seem to be able to do for them. I also feel like I'm kind of in a pretty dangerous spot in the sense of I am kind of taking my excitement to the next level and doing some risky things. So I think if you were to meet me now, you would not be impressed with some of the things that I do in my spare time. I think you would think I'm almost high maintenance by the amount of things that I do and the things that excite me. But this is just a temporary time in my life where I'm trying to get back a feeling that I once had, and it feels like I'm trying to recreate what I hope to experience with you in my present life, this rush, this chemistry, this passion, this desire. So I'm doing some things to really almost push that excitement and to hopefully attract you into my life. I'm going to call it their group 2, because group 1, excuse me, because I feel like I need to elaborate some things. I feel like I need to break down what's going on in this person's life right now, because they're not doing a good job of explaining, and that's because they're not entirely consciously aware of what they're doing. This person's higher self is thankfully intervening at times to help bridge the gap, but I feel like this person has gone through either a breakup or they've gone through a change in their life where they're having to really redefine who they are. They're going back to like the basics here with the Page of Chopsticks, where you establish hobbies and interests and you change your playlists and you start to, you know, experiment with your appearance, and you maybe cut your hair and you wear new clothes and you do all these little things. So it feels like this person, the risky behavior they're hinting at has to do with the outdoors. And I don't know why that couldn't come up in a channeled message, but what I was seeing was somebody like skydiving or kayaking, or someone going for like late night runs. And that's risky, I think, because of maybe where they live. Like, it's not safe to always do these things. So I don't see them like using and abusing drugs and alcohol, although sometimes Neptune does talk about substances. The energy that I'm getting with the tarot, though, is a very adventurous spirit, somebody who's trying to recreate themselves and someone who's trying to explore who they are and how people see them, because this person feels like they attract lovers who are very like, how do I word this? I feel like, first of all, your person is very attractive, okay? They're very attractive. They have a good chemistry about them. Like they kind of give off very confident vibes. And I think people are attracted to them because of how they look. And they are really annoyed with the fact that they attract partners who at first seem to be interested in what they have to offer. And then, you know, it becomes very obvious that these people are only with them because of how they look and because of how they make them look. You know, when you have like, I've never done this, so it's hard to explain, but it's like people use them to make themselves look better, like arm candy, you know? So I feel like, and even if they are masculine, this person has quite a masculine energy about them on the outside, but their heart is so feminine. Like their soul right now is begging for healing and begging for emotional attention and begging for a deeper spiritual connection. So their soul is so feminine right now, but their external is so confidently masculine. So it's very confusing for the people that they attract, because they attract very face value people, people who are what they present, and they expect this person to be the same. And then they get disappointed when this person isn't like that all the time, you know, and they almost feel like they get betrayed by the fact that this person has such a rich inner world. I feel like your person is a dreamer and a schemer, and maybe in the past they didn't get the chance to fully explore who they are and everything that they're interested in, because I feel like their circumstances or the people around them really stopped them and limited them from exploring their interests and the things that they wouldn't typically do. Like, you would never see this person taking up a pottery class, and so it was like frowned upon for them to do that. But like at their core, I feel like they're a very creative person with all this fire energy. I also want to say that this person is constantly thinking about you, and that is a driving that's like a driving force behind why they're taking up so many hobbies lately. They genuinely want to meet you ASAP. But they're also acknowledging on a higher level that they're not quite ready to yet. Their life is quite complicated right now, and it feels like they've got some drama around them with the Five of Chopsticks. Spirit, what is the Five of Chopsticks about? The moon reverse. So this person is still holding on to external expectations of how they should feel. So it's almost like they have like a toxic energy around them. It could be their family. I thought it was their friends, but Spirit's showing me that it's their family that it maybe expects them to act or be a certain way. Like, you need to be like this, you need to do that, you need to be married by this time, or you need to find a partner who's like this. And so I feel like they're having to deal with that pressure right now, and it's making them just want to run away from it all. I feel like the two of you meet when they are in one of their hobbies. They're doing those things that make them really confident, and it makes them feel really good about themselves. And because of that reason, you may look at them and think, oh, this is just an arrogant, egotistical person. But, or you may actually think that they're a bit too immature for you, or young is what it feels like as well. But this person has a very dominant side to them. When pushed, they come out as a very like dominant energy, but you meet them at a time where they feel a little bit goofy even because they're just living their best life, you know, making pottery. And you're kind of like who is this ridiculously, you feel like you're almost jaded by the fact that someone who could be so attractive is trying to learn pottery. You're like, why are you here? Like, leave pottery for the rest of us. Like, that's what it feels like. And so I believe that you kind of push this person away, especially with this card here. That card doesn't feel like their energy 100%. It feels like you assume either that this person wouldn't be interested in you, or that they're too young for you, or they're too naive for you, or they're just too immature. There's a defensive energy around when you first meet. And I believe this person is just in a happy-go-lucky energy, so they just kind of roll with it. They're like, okay, they don't really want to talk to me, but that's fine. I'm just making my teacups, loving my potteries, what the heck, my pots. And I feel like they do have to fight for your attention, but they do try their best to make it very obvious to you that they're interested in you, because they see you as someone who a lot of people would be interested in. And I believe that that also leads to you feeling like, oh, this person isn't being very, like, I don't know what's going on with you, sweets, but it feels like you assume that they aren't being very authentic because they're coming through so strong. And it's not like this person is saying like really suggestive or inappropriate things. It's just that they're really trying to like crack your shell, and you're either uncomfortable by that, or you're assuming that they have ulterior motives. And I don't believe that they do at the time that they meet you. They're literally just like, hey, you're an interesting person, and I'm attracted to interesting right now. So can I get to know you better? And you're like, oh, are you sure? Like, we're not really the same. It feels like you look at them for face value, and you're like, this citrine crystal, and they're coming across like a granite, a piece of granite quartz like this. And you're kind of looking at this granite quartz rock and going, we are not the same. But at your core, you are both the same spiritual, hungry for knowledge souls who have a very strong connection to source. So what else did I need to tell you? There was something else I was going to say. Take a seat back in your clamshell. If the ocean's not enough, nor am I. Yeah, I think you may both experience this. But this card over here, this card is talking about someone who feels very jaded by their experience with their lovers. So it feels like, and I hear this narrative a lot with people in my own, like growing up, when they have broke up with a lad, they would have some horrible things that they would say about all men. All men are like this, all men are like that, all women are like this, all women are like that. And it's like, not really, you know, like that kind of mindset is not only going to limit the type of people that you attract, because you're verbalizing that they're all the same. So you're only going to attract people that are exactly like that. But it's also going to completely block off how you can grow and learn from those past experiences to find people who are better suited to you. We have to pause and reflect on why these things happen in order to examine, is it something that I'm doing? Or is it genuinely the fact that, you know, sheer luck, the last 5 people I dated were all the same? Well, we have to kind of look at our track record then and go, why am I attracting this kind of person? Why am I, you know, putting that vibration out there? And how can I change that outcome? How can I put a different vibe out to attract a better type of person? So I feel like you both kind of experience a bit of that. Your person is fiercely optimistic right now. They are very hopeful to meet you soon. And they're really doing everything they physically can to do that. But it feels like on your side, there's still a little bit of resistance there. And I think that you do meet in a very much like, oh, we both just decided to go to the markets today type of energy. Your person may be there trying to look for a dream catcher or something because they found out like that'll help them sleep better. I think this person struggles with their sleep, and you might be there because you want fresh fruit, or you decided to meet somebody else there, and you're both kind of in the same place. You both have this moment of like looking at each other and you're like, oh, but you assume for some reason that this person's just gonna waste you like the people in your past. And this person's looking at you like, wow, there's a border here, there's a barrier here. I can't seem to get close to them. Like I want to though, but it's so hard. And it's there's a difference between playing hard to get versus completely blocking somebody off. And I think that's what you're doing. It's not that you're showing them that you're interested, but saying, I have standards, or I have boundaries. Like I'm open to dating right now, but it's like you're completely closed off. You're going, I'm not even looking for anything, when that's actually a lie. Like I feel like you're also manifesting somebody into your life, but you're blocking this person off for some reason. So something to consider. I will get advice, but we're going to get some more channeled messages for now. This is going to be a very long reading. Oh my gosh. Group 1, please, Spirit. Can we please get some channeled messages from their future spouse? Group 1. What does their future spouse want to say to Group 1, Spirit? 2. I just want you all the time. Are we even surprised? There is no one else. I just want you all the time. This person is most likely single right now. Like, I feel like they may be recovering, but they're just thinking about you. They're like, bring me some of that good, some of that Group 1 good. I will wait. I really feel like at their core, like they're just trying to find you with their energy. Like they're trying to do what they can to attract someone like you. Literally, I'm hearing Adele now. Interesting. Group 1, please, Spirit. What does their future spouse want to say to Group 1? What does their future spouse want to say to Group 1? I don't need more time. This person is also trying to figure out when they're going to meet you. They're like, when am I going to meet this person? Like, what do I need to do to meet this person? This person is coming out of a period of healing. They don't know what is next for them right now. So they're very much a blank slate when it comes to dating. Very much a blank slate. Do you think about me too? Because you are always on my mind, is what they're saying. Do you think about me too? Because I think about you on the daily. What else does this person want to say? I need more balance. So this person is literally at the stage trying to make room for you in their life. I do believe they've had a change of routine. I'm also seeing that they are walking away from things in their life that they don't want to fixate on. So they may be adjusting their work-life balance. They may be doing new things. We know that they've got a new hobby, but new hobbies, but they may also be working on themselves physically in terms of their food, their diet. I'm going to mix these two cards, these two decks from the Cupid Says. This is the extension deck, so I'm just going to mix them all together and we'll get some more channeled messages. But I feel like this person is really just trying to work on evolving into someone that they find attractive, in the sense of like they want to attract someone who is more soul deep, not just skin deep. They want someone who has a rich soul, someone who is here to experience life and explore meanings and really delve into culture and just things that you can't necessarily buy, but you have to be there to see it, like it's interesting. This person's like craving more. What does Group 1's future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? For the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. Wow. That's probably going to be the thumbnail. Wow. Group 1. What does this person want to say to Group 1, please, Spirit? Oh, great heavens. Keep your head up and look forward. This person's like really trying to send you good vibes. Like, oh, I hope my next partner's here. But even if they're not, it'll be a good story to tell them. Do you feel the same way? I feel like there's so much confusion when they first meet you. They're like, I'm really into you. Like, I just want to get to know you better though. I just want to know whether you're even interested in me like that. Do you feel the same way? Can you let me in? What does this person want to say to group 1? Make or break. Yeah, there's a moment in your relationship where they try hard to not get offended, but they can also recognize that you feel offended by something that they've done. So it feels like there's a moment early on where you're like, oh, is this a yes or a no? Is this an absolutely not or a maybe? Definitely maybe. What does their future spouse want them to know, Spirit? Group 1. Okay, there's a lot of chords. Can we meet? They're so desperate to meet you. Can we meet? We're going to have to get advice on how you can meet this person because they're so desperate to meet you. What is... Make me believe. Yeah, there's part of them that's like, listen, I'm very into you, but I need to know that you're actually into me as well, because I feel like when this person's all in, like, they're quite a romantic. What is this person? Yeah, I want to give up. So they feel like they've been looking for you for a while already. Make a wish. Oh, I feel like you are a dream come true. I feel like this person's been praying for you though. Like, that's what I'm getting. I got that from the beginning. And last but not least, we have, you are incredible. Do you know that? So this person is in awe of you. Like, they literally, I feel like you come in and you shake them up in all the best ways. You just kind of rattle them in all the best ways. I think we need to get some advice for you, Sweet Pea. I was hoping to get you more channeled messages, but I think we've just got to get you advice because, wow. Oh, well. All right, what should we do? Which deck? What deck, Spirit? I might use this one. Yes, thank you. We're going to use this Oracle deck. Cosmic Guidance, I believe? Celestial Bodies. I always get the two confused. Celestial Bodies. All right, Group 1. What is the advice for Group 1? How can they meet this person, Spirit? How can Group 1 actually connect with their future spouse? Hi. 3rd house. Okay, so when it comes to meeting this person, it has a lot to do with embracing. Okay, so first of all, 3rd house, let me just rattle off some themes here. 3rd house is like friends. Oh, my finger's swollen. 3rd house is like friends, communication, siblings, community, being out in the community, but it's blocked. Saturn return is like your glow up or your hard work paying off, getting the chance to really hustle and focus on things that are going to lead to long-term success and long-term results, but also receiving those results in a way where it shows early promise, you know, because Saturn's very long-term, but that return of it feels like it's happening sooner than what we expected. Waxing crescent is you trying to, is it stay true to your manifestation, Spirit? Trying to really maintain and persevere. So I'm kind of getting this energy of not being afraid to kind of push your boundaries with community and siblings and friends, maybe hanging out with more people, being around more people, different people with that energy, going out more, or trying to kind of maintain those adjacent connections. Because if you're hanging around the same people, then you're only going to meet the same people. So meet those acquaintances, you know, go to those little different places that you've kind of been interested in doing but have delayed or just haven't gotten around to doing. Like, I do see you meeting this person at a place where there are a lot of people, and it feels like a sense of community. So I was seeing like markets or like workshops, you know, pottery workshops for some reason. Just places where there are people. There's like a sense of community there. And I feel like you're doing it to kind of work on yourself, or you're doing it because it's something that you've been doing for a while, but you're trying a different tactic. So you want to kind of give yourself an outlet, but instead of just going to that one place where it's just you and the Lord, how about going to a place where it's like a group activity and you have the chance to meet new people? So instead of exercising by yourself, how about you try like a workshop or a boot camp, or how about you try walking somewhere out in public and actually making eye contact with people that pass and saying good morning or good afternoon or how's it going? And then over here with the waxing crescent, I just feel like it's like a spirit saying, please don't give up yet. Like, you're so close. Don't give up yet. You're so close. So your advice is to really just hang in there, sweet pea, and consider bridging those like adjacent connections, you know, like extending that social circle a little bit and really working hard, like continuing what you've been doing, but not being afraid to do it in a different way. Is there any advice in general for group 2 when it comes to their future spouse, especially with when they meet them, for example? Is there any advice? Because I'm thinking about them saying that you block them, like that you don't want to get to know them. Chiron, heal, heal, heal. Heal, heal, heal. Hurt people, hurt people. Don't let your past stop you from something beautiful manifesting into your future, into your present, Spirit saying. So you're blocking them in your present moment. Heal, heal, heal. Chiron, the wounded warrior, is strongly encouraging you to address your past hurts that you are carrying in your present. And for Chiron to come out, sweet pea, it's not a fact of you heal this now and you're going to be good for the rest of your life. This is addressing those wounds that do resurface from time to time. Those thoughts, those blockages that do come back in cycles, in waves. Those insecurities that are frequent, you know, they don't just, it's not a matter of just going, oh, that's not real, and you're cured. No, no. It's about living with it and recognizing it when it manifests and working through it when it manifests as well. So this is something that will be ongoing. And if you can work through that, then you can be in union with your future spouse a lot quicker than what what's the word I'm looking for? A lot quicker than what you, I don't know, I've just lost my complete train of thought. I was channeling that whole message, but it could be a lot quicker. to put it plainly. So I'm going to take your reading into the extended now, group 1. We're going to have a look at your future spouse's next actions towards you. We're going to also look at how you will recognize them, and we're going to look at what they like about you and what you like about them. Because I feel like with your future spouse, there are qualities that they have that you possess within yourself, but that you don't often feel confident in expressing. Like, your person is almost extroverted. They're very high energy in the sense of when they want to do something, they're the kind that's like, yeah, let's go do it now. And you're like, oh, but I didn't work myself up enough. And they're like, oh, it's okay. Like, come on, I'll drive. Like, we can do it. Don't you want donuts from the market? Like, let's go. I'll get them now. Let's go for a drive. It'll be nice. So they kind of encourage you to do these things that you often talk yourself out of. But I'd be interested to see what else you like about them. So I'm going to go into the extended now. The link to the extended reading is in the description box if you'd like to join me there. If you're someone who watches a lot of extended readings, I do encourage that you consider becoming a member. If you join our Hermie community, you'll have access to the extended readings every month. Within your membership, you don't have to pay anymore, so you get unlimited access, and you have access to the extended readings going all the way back to is it March, you guys? February. I think I created this in February. So yeah, there's like 3 months up there as of April. So I'm just going to keep building that library on my website, and Hermes will have access to those extended readings as part of their membership, unlimited access. So do consider becoming a member if you enjoy watching extended readings on my channel. Otherwise, you guys, I'm going to wrap this up, and I want to thank you so much for your time and energy and for joining me here today, for your love and support. I also want to send love and support back to you on your journey from myself, from my spiritual team. Please look after your beautiful self. Thank you so much, and I shall connect with you very, very soon. Bye. Hi group 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose this Demorturite card, then this is going to be your reading. This card does tell us a little bit about the topic of today. We're going to be asking Spirit for channeled messages from your future spouse. We're also going to figure out whether you've met this person yet or not. So it should be pretty interesting. We've got a lot to cover. If you're new to my channeled messages readings, I usually do them by channeling in first person, and then I offer you my objective information based on what I picked up when I was channeling this person's energy. We then get some advice from Spirit as well on what you should do in this situation. So we're going to get a lot of channeled messages. I've got a few decks that I want to use, including a new deck as well from Separ Martoon, so that'll be interesting. Without further ado, let's open this reading, shall we? I apologize for having to do this, but I'm just going to burn some Palo Santo because I'm actually picking up that there's a bit of an interference with your energy. So I want to get tuned into just you, just group 2, please, Spirit. Can we cleanse all the other energy from this space so that we can tune into group 2? Please help me to tune into group 2 by cleansing all the other energy in this space. Thank you so much. Okay. So your future spouse with Demorturite, wow. This card tells me a few things about this person. I want to say that this is someone who feels like they need to fight for you. That's a very masculine energy, but it's not a confident energy. Demorturite for me is like, in this deck anyway, not the crystal itself, but in this deck, it feels like someone who has to really overcome challenges and make serious decisions and kind of prove to themselves how much they want this. Not so much you, but it does feel like this person has to put in a lot of effort. I mean, even just look at this yoga pose. A pose like that isn't achieved overnight. It feels like they have to put in a lot of effort in order to have this connection be successful. For some of you, it takes them a lot of effort to get to you. Sorry, I was eating peanut butter before I did your reading, and now some nuts are stuck in my teeth. But as I'm talking about effort, I'm like discovering all these little peanut butter shards in my teeth that I didn't think were there. So I don't believe that's a complete coincidence. I feel like this person has to kind of do a lot in order to meet you, let alone have you in their life in a serious way. So I want to get some tarot out next, and we're going to get a few cards, actually, not just tarot. We're going to figure out their channeled message to you. Solar plexus chakra. Yeah, I feel like this is a very strong-willed person, though. They don't give up easily. When they know what they want, they don't give up. But I think this is a quality that they underappreciated about themselves until they met you. That's what it kind of feels like. It's like you really brought this out of them. Or meeting you, getting to be with you really brought this out of them. So let's get some tarot. Spirit, what is group 2's future spouse's channeled message to them? We have the 7 of Wands in the reverse position. What is group 2's future spouse's channeled message? We also have the Emperor. I knew this card was going to come out for you. I could kind of feel it when I saw the 7 of Wands. What is their future spouse channeled message to them, Spirit? We have the 4 of Ingots. Can I clarify the 7 of Wands, please, Spirit? Oh, hello. We have the Six of Woks. Oh, flippity doo-dah. We have the Six of Woks. Can I clarify that Emperor, please, Spirit? We have the Queen of Woks. Wow, a lot of air energy here. To be fair, Aries is also on deck with a bit of Leo. Can I clarify that Four of Ingots, please, Spirit? What is the Four of Ingots doing here? We have the Two of Woks. Wow. So this person, their message has to do a lot with their thoughts. Back of the deck, we have the Justice card. Yeah, so a lot of air energy. We're going to put your back of the deck energy there. And I've just got one more deck that I want to bring out for this part of your reading. Actually, I lied. We have two more decks, including this one. Okay, that was a terrible shuffle. Let me try one more time. Groupus Tupus. What does their future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? Group 2. What is their future spouse? I miss the small things. What does their future spouse want to say to them? Oopsie daisy. Okay, we've got to take them both apparently. Things were complicated, but now I'm ready. Yes. There's just one more deck I need to get for you, but in the back here we have, I didn't mean to disappoint you. I feel that some of you, this person is in your life. Clearly not that prominent of a figure though. They're kind of more of an acquaintance, unless you're already in union. But I'll talk about the story of where this energy is at currently, and then you can decide whether this is someone you're already in union with. Otherwise, most of you, this is just an acquaintance who hasn't really come forward yet. What do they want to say to group 2, please, Spirit? What does their future spouse want to say to group 2? Hi. Oh, that's too much. Just 2 cards at the most, please. What do they want to say to group 2? That's one. We'll go with this one. Focus by Her, which is the Self card. What else does this person want to say to group 2, please, Spirit? Just one card. We're going to go with the top one. We have Cast Away by Una featuring Tyler, the Creator, which is based on the pensive emotion mindset. All right. I have got to move these over a little bit. Just a little bit. Got to make room. Oops, that's a bit too far over. That's all right. My perfectionist Capricorn nature wants me to really work on this spread, but we don't have time. We got to keep moving. So group 2, let me get into this first person energy because I'm picking up a lot of messages. We'll see how long it lasts because I also have some objective things that I already want to tell you. So just tune into your person now. I've been spending some time thinking about what I want when it comes to relationships, spending some time trying to understand where my partnerships have failed in the past as well. And what my thoughts have helped me realize is there are connections in my life currently that I actually want to work on more. I want to be that person who is confident that they have tried everything possible before they gave up on someone or something. And when it comes to us, I am not ready to give up. I was very unsure of you at first, and you were someone who I feel put me through hoops, and this connection tested me, and it hasn't been the most easy way forward, but I'm at a point now with you where I do want an easy path forward. I'm at a point now where I'm done with the mind games, with the head games. I'm done with trying to figure things out by looking at things between the lines with you. I just want the clear answers. I just want peace. I just want to be more calm and to be more stable and balanced. Honestly, with you, I just want more balance. I want more communication, and I want you to feel confident in what I can offer and what I can bring. It's true, things have been complicated with me in the past, absolutely. And I think a lot of that was just unnecessary baggage I was just trying to focus on too many things at the same time, and I was just trying to do too many things at the same time. And I always thought I wasn't ready for commitment. I thought I had to prioritize other parts of my life. I was kind of denying myself my true feelings by distracting myself with things that actually didn't even matter that much. I was putting up blockages and walls and saying one thing to you but feeling something else within myself, and it honestly really impacted the way that I see myself. I'm trying to build up my own confidence, my own ego in a positive way. I'm trying to be more confident in who I am and also the softer sides of who I am. I often feel triggered to pretend to be more masculine than I am, to pretend to be more motivated, more successful, more dominant, more determined than I am. And it's not to say that I'm someone who gives up easily, but I'm definitely someone who has a more patient, still side, a side that needs to do more of a feeling approach rather than a dominant, hands-on approach. And when it comes to us, there's still a lot more that I think I want to explore with you. There's still a lot more that I believe I need to understand as well when it comes to feelings. I don't really understand fully how I feel when it comes to you. I need time to explore that with you. So I do, speaking of dominant though, when it comes to this connection, I do see how it's going to need someone to take initiative, to step forward, to be the glue, the wheel of motion, really, and to be the one who calls the shots. Being with you is the opportunity for me to balance myself out, and to understand how to be my version of dominant, to understand how to be my version of in control. And honestly, you're probably someone who brings out a lot of the healthy and unhealthy sides of my dominant side, in the sense of I feel very possessive over you and often jealous when your attention isn't on me. But that's something that I work on, and that's something that you're very aware of in this relationship. In the present moment, I am trying to get my ish together. I'm trying to make sure that I'm actually on the ball with these things and that I can put my best foot forward towards you. I'm trying to match your energy though. That's the thing. Like, I see you as someone who you seem to have a lot of things going at the same time, and you seem to be good at it. You seem to be someone who is capable of making decisions, who can look at things objectively, and who can also appreciate how to take action for themselves in the best way. And often I don't see your mistakes. I just see you being successful and making these big decisions that are successful. So I feel I need to match your energy in that way, even to be more than what you offer in order for you to take me back. Because I do feel like you don't really notice me, even though I'm having a hard time letting you go, even though I'm having a hard time not thinking about you. I feel like you don't really notice me as much as you once did. I want you to know that I am at a bit of a fork here. I'm at a bit of a crossroads. I don't really understand what I'm supposed to do next. I want to say that I'm ready, but it feels like we've taken 3 steps back instead of 2 steps forward. And I feel kind of further away from you than when we first began. I almost feel like not only am I completely oblivious, but it also feels like you're not really interested in me. Maybe I have disappointed you to the point where you don't even want to look my way anymore. You don't even want to consider something with me anymore. But I'm still fighting. I'm not giving up. I'm trying. I've got things to do, and I'll do them if it means that I get to really give this relationship a chance. I struggle sometimes with my mood, and that really sets me back because I often expect those around me to make me feel happier and to kind of build my self-esteem and to kind of help me numb those heavy feelings that I'm not addressing. This is something I struggle with, and it's something you're going to know about me as well, and you're going to help me identify that better within myself. It's something I'm not fully aware of until I meet you and you kind of point that out to me. And I feel like that's what you bring to the table. You bring this real vibe. Nothing misses your eyes. You see everything. You seem to know everything. And you know so much about me before I even, things that I can't even see within myself. Which is why I really try my best to protect this connection and to protect you and to come across as this capable, able, strong person who can look after you. I want you to see me as someone who can protect you and take care of you, but you don't really, even though you don't really need it. This relationship is difficult in the beginning because we both want control. We both want power. We both want to be the more dominant energy, and you just don't want someone to come in and say they're going to do that, only to kind of fail you in that respect. So I spend a lot of time in the beginning really trying to show you that I can be this person that you need, that you're saying you need. And I feel like until you let me in, I'm just kind of in the dark, wondering if this is ever going to ground. Moving towards you was one of the scariest things I chose to do in my life, because you're very intimidating, actually. And I didn't know if you were just gonna say something that would tear me to shreds or reject me to the point where I wouldn't be able to recover from it. I wasn't sure if it was worth investing in the beginning, because you just gave me this really cold shoulder and made it seem like you were happy without me, like you didn't want me. And then we bonded over the chance to kind of open up more and talk more about our weaknesses and the things that we aspire to achieve and the things that we want to work on. That emotional conversation really changed everything, and we realized we have the same goals in life, we have the same aspirations, we have the same intentions. And that really is what offered us a new beginning, putting our pride to the side and having this open-hearted, compassionate conversation. And I realized that you're just like me. You're a little insecure too. And you often get into your independent mode because you're afraid that nobody else can take care of you in the way that you want them to. So you take care of yourself and you protect your heart. And that's kind of what I did too before I truly met you. I'm not gonna lie, it's so much fun though. Like, it's actually very energetically charging to be able to be a hero in your life, in your eyes, to be someone who can take care of you. Because I appreciate the fact that you don't need me, but the fact that you want me there and that you do choose for me to be there, it really gives me this charge of energy that I never even knew I wanted or needed or that was possible to receive. You build my confidence in that way, and you make me feel better about who I am and, again, what I'm capable of. So group 2, I think I'm going to call it there, because there's some things that I want to clarify. There's 2 groups in your group. There's a group of you who already really know this person, and you're kind of in that messy stage where you don't know what you think of them yet. You don't know how serious their intentions are, and you're kind of putting them through the wheels a little bit, letting them prove themselves to you. And then there's another group who barely know this person, and you're yet to kind of get to that point. For all of you, your relationship begins with introductions. You see each other, you are aware of each other. This person seems to kind of make their presence known to you, and you make your intentions known and clear in the fact that you're very self-sufficient, you're very observant, you don't miss anything. And if they try to get around that, or they try to do something in a sneaky way, then you see it straight away, and you're someone who doesn't stand for it. Depending on what happens individually. Some of you, this person may do or say something that you find offensive, and you'll make it very clear to them that you don't tolerate that behavior and that you're happy to move on without them. And that is enough for this person to go, okay, oh gosh, I've got to really work on myself and who I am, or how I am, if I want this kind of person in my life. And I feel like this person, whatever they say, whatever they did, it's not a massive deal breaker, but it's enough for you to kind of roll your eyes and go, really? Like, I expected more from you. You know, and it forces this person to kind of go, crap, yeah, like you're right. You calling me out was like the best thing you could have done, because you're 100% right. I was just trying to see what I could get away with. So I see that from that point. This person isn't wanting to lose you, but they're also kind of in this new territory of needing to push themselves in ways that they haven't had to before. And so I feel like they almost have to win themselves back into your good graces. And if you really, really, really don't know this person at all, I feel like this person is going to struggle initially in your connection, because they believe they're ready for a relationship when they first meet you. But the truth is, there's a lot that they need to work on in terms of character traits and how they see themselves. Their self-image is actually very shaky. It's not solid at all. And they're very easily influenced by the people around them. So when you come in and you're not obvious about like you don't kind of feed their ego, and you're not really like this big sort of gooey mess over them, they realize that, like, crap, like I need to pull myself together from the inside if I want this person to see good in me. Like, it's almost like they realize that they have to see it within themselves in order to project it into your vision, which is not something that they're used to doing. They're used to just kind of having this charisma and people just looking at them and going like, wow, yeah, you're so cool, or you're so funny, or maybe there's like something that they do, their humor even with this energy here. They might think that their humor often wins people over, but with you, you're like, I'm actually not impressed by that. Like, sorry, you're kind of funny, but you're also very offensive. And your self-deprecating energy isn't vibing well with me. There's something you say to this person that really forces them to get into their Emperor energy. And they do it, they really do. And they come back really strong and stable and sure. And that's exactly what you're expecting. That's exactly what you needed. You like, come back when you know what you want, not when you're confused. Come back when you're stable. And this person's kind of like this. This person's like, baby, can you just focus on me? Stuck on your phone and you're in your zone. You don't have a clue, baby. I just want you to get up. And you're like, yeah, okay. I've gone off so far away, a cast away. So it feels like this person, it really takes them quite a bit to get back into your good graces. So let's get some more channeled messages and then we'll get some advice for you. Group 2, please, Spirit. Oops. Group 2. Okay. What does this person want to say to group 2? What does this person want to say to group 2? Also, sorry, we have You Are Right coming out first. I forgot to talk more about this person's possessiveness. I feel like this person is hyper aware of their flaws because of you. Not saying that you fixate on those things, but you are able to kind of give them a space to reflect. You encourage this person to become more self-aware. And so in the channeled messages, they were talking a lot about some of their more negative characteristics, can I say tentatively? Maybe more of their like shadow attributes, things that they're not entirely proud of, but form part of their personality. And I think that you help them become more aware of these traits, and it doesn't form their whole personality. Like, they're actually not as bad as they see themselves. I just think that this person doesn't have a strong self-image. They often rely on others to make them feel good about themselves, whereas you're encouraging this person to kind of focus more on themselves. You admire their ability to like know what they want when it comes to you, but at the same time you're like, okay, but what have you done for yourself? Like, because I'm not here to gas you up. Like, I'll support you 100%, but like, you gotta gas yourself up and motivate yourself and be determined for yourself as well. So I feel like that's where this person was kind of talking when they were saying some things about themselves in a bad way. I just wanted to clarify that because they're not a bad person. They're just quite self-aware. Group 2, please, Spirit. What does this person want to say to Group 2? What does their future spouse want to say? We have time to ground yourself. What does this person want to say to Group 2? I don't want to lose you. That's that 4 of Pentacles energy again. Big yes. What does this person want to say to Group 2? Hi. What does this person want to say to Group 2, please, Spirit? Oh my Lord. We have I want you. The 8 of Wands. What does this person want to say to Group 2? Oops, my camera might die soon, you guys. They are waiting for you. What else does this person want to say to Group 2? Okay, we got 2 cards. Yes. I'm sorry, 100%. And we have I want to get you drunk. This is one of my devil cards in this deck. I'm a Capricorn, so I got a lot of devil cards in that deck. Let's talk about this. Hopefully my camera does not die, but I want to talk about these channeled messages and then we're going to get more channeled messages. So starting from the left here, your future spouse is highlighting an issue in the beginning of your connection where you're actually right, but they come across in a way where either they've offended you or they've said something thinking that they could pull one over you, and they're saying, I'm sorry, you are right. So this person isn't too proud when it comes to you to admit when they're wrong. They're also highlighting that the beginning of your connection doesn't exactly start like a fairy tale. It's a temporary moment though. This person is your future spouse for a reason, not because they've tricked you, but because they've earned your trust. They've put in the work, they've taken action, and they've backed up what they've said with plans that they've followed through on. How beautiful is that? Like, seriously, this is someone who has probably made some big changes in their life just to be a part of yours. And I think with that card reversed, I feel with that card reversed, time to ground yourself, this person realized a lot about themselves that they wouldn't have had they not met you. If they wouldn't have met you, I feel like they would have just been in this kind of little box where, you know, every now and then somebody else is thrown into the box and they get to interact with them. But it was very much like a feeling of them being confined and not getting to venture out, but also not getting to experience new things coming in because the box protected them, but it also acted like a filter. And it was very much a, well, if you can get in my box, then you're in my box and I'll vibe with you. But with you, it feels like the two of you kind of met when this person thought they were okay, but they actually had a lot of things to work on and they had to do that before they could have you. But I feel like while they were going through this process, there was this big question mark of, oh my gosh, I can't lose this person. Am I going to lose them? What can I do to kind of keep them until I can be the one that they need me to be? So for some of you, I believe this person would have kept communication with you or will keep communication with you to kind of check in and make sure that, you know, you're aware that they're still there and that whatever they're doing, they're kind of doing it for you. But for others of you, I feel like this person, their actions is what will show you like, wow, they're willing to make some pretty big changes and to do a lot in order to have me and keep me and have a successful future with me. And when I say changes, I'm not talking about like you putting unfair ultimatums on this person. It feels like whatever you've asked this person to do were things that were for their betterment. Like, it wasn't you saying like, you're broken, fix yourself, you know, it's not like you were judging them. I feel like these were issues that they were aware of subconsciously that maybe other people had tried to highlight to them, but it took for someone like you to come in and really like say like honestly what they needed to work on for them to truly embrace those aspects of themselves. Because it's not that you come across like the Queen of Wands is someone who is often misinterpreted or shown as a very cold person, but it's more that you were just straight to the point, quite blunt and clear, very clear. And that's what it took for this person to do the things and make the changes that they needed to in order to be this Emperor energy. Now, this person is highlighting a strong attraction, as well as just a generally strong desire to move towards you. And I feel that they had that from the beginning. That's why I believe for most of you, this isn't someone that would just keep you in the dark while they're working on themselves. This just feels like someone who would want to communicate with you regularly, just to check in and to remind you that they're there. Like, even though they're not as active in your life as you'll let them, they're still there and they're making effort and they're making progress and they want to do this for you. Like, they want to be very clear. And I feel like there may be times where you're uncertain about their character, but they try to do what they can with their actions to make that clear to you. I don't know if this person's good at communicating. We have a lot of walks here, like a lot of air energy in the tarot, but I still believe that this is more of a doer than a speaker. I think when they communicate, they especially in the beginning, their words are kind of taken out of context for what they actually intend them to be, because I feel like they use humor in their communication style, and sometimes their humor may be offensive, or it's just not really conveying the most accurate message. So it's their actions for you that will highlight their true intentions and the commitment as well. This is someone who will wait. And this is someone who will find you at a time when you are ready, because they're not exactly an easy connection, but they're absolutely worth waiting for. So if you've got too much going on in your own life, it's a fair case of, you know, we're only given what we can handle. If you feel like it's been taking us a long time to connect with this person, I feel that you're both kind of working yourselves to this point where you can be in your best position to meet each other, because this person is a bit of work in the beginning and they have their strong suits, namely that they are quite attractive to you. You find them to be a very physically attractive person. I feel like this person has striking features and facial hair if they're a male. If they're a woman, I feel like their hair on their head is very like striking, like it's something you can't forget. Their hair seems to be a strong feature. And I'm also getting that their voice, you're very attracted to their voice. This person comes across as a close talker with you. So I see like the two of you leaning into each other to talk, and that really gets your chemistry ignited. Like, you're very attracted to this person. I feel like they also smell good. They think you smell good, like strong chemistry here. So you're willing to kind of let them do the work, but I feel like you're very clear with them over what you expect and what you need, and over what behavior is unacceptable, because that's really what they're changing. They're not becoming a completely different person. They're changing their behavior to better represent who they are and who they truly are. Now, with this Devil card here, I do believe that the two of you bond in a situation where you're able to kind of lower your inhibitions. So I wouldn't be surprised if alcohol is involved. There's a conversation in your relationship that takes things to the next level, because in the beginning you're kind of like, oh, what do you want? Like, what do you actually want from me? I'm here for my 10 of Cups. Like, I just want a happy family. I just want this. And this person's like, yeah, I want that too. And you're like, what? Are you sure? Like, really? I didn't know you wanted that. You came across as someone who was just here for a good time, not a long time. And they'll say, no, like, I've wanted that ever since I met you. Like, I've wanted a 10 of Cups happy ending with you ever since I met you. And I've wanted to be the one who could give that to you ever since I've met you. And that's going to make you go like, wow, I'm glad that we had this conversation because I had no idea. It's really going to help your relationship go to the next level. And I think that you need to kind of lower your inhibitions or lower your sense of judgment and really kind of make room for this vulnerable moment where the two of you can be open and honest. So I wouldn't be surprised if it takes alcohol to do that, but obviously a lot of you are actually abstaining from alcohol or too young to drink alcohol if you're in some countries that don't allow it until you're 21. So take what resonates with that, but I wouldn't be surprised if alcohol is involved. Now, I want to close your reading by getting you advice. Oh, excuse me, how dare I? I got to get more channel messages. I can't believe this camera hasn't died yet. I'm really nervous that it's just going to die out of nowhere. So let's just see how we go. Spirit, can we get more channel messages from Group 2's future spouse? Oh, this is a chunky deck. I'm really trying. I merged the extension deck with the original, so it's this beautiful pink and purple pastel color. Oh, I love this deck. Okay, this is my first time using the extension on this channel as well. What does Group 2's next? I trust you. I trust you. What does Group 2's future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? To the moon and back. You know what? That's why I love doing future spouse readings, because they're actually really wholesome. You are incredible. Do you know that? What does their future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? Never-ending story. Oh, okay. Never-ending story. And I'm yours. Is there anything else that they should know about their future spouse? Group 2. I'm so excited for our future. Yeah, I believe that. I fully do, for the rest of my life. So what you need to know about this person is they're 100% committed and they're very flexible. This person will, I don't want to say like bend over backwards, but you make me want to take a leap of faith. This person puts a lot at risk in order to be with you. They're very excited by the potential between you from the beginning. This person sees something in you that they don't see in other people and they want to pursue that. I feel like you need to know that this person's intentions from the beginning are to have a serious commitment with you, but I don't believe they represent that well, and I've talked about that already, so let's move forward before my camera dies. Over here we have I trust you to the moon and back. I feel like this is the two of you. Like, obviously this is them saying I trust you and I love you to the moon and back, but I think this is a reflection of your relationship needing to build trust in the beginning on both sides. This person's trying to like trust themselves enough to be a trustworthy person in your life, as well as like you trying to trust them and them trying to trust you. And I think that they really are trying to work on this relationship from the beginning. And I believe that whatever happens at the beginning, it isn't a huge betrayal of trust. It's just enough to create a shadow of a doubt in your mind. You know, it's nothing that would be a deal breaker. It's just a little bit of like oh, I don't like that behavior. Nah, sorry, no. And it makes them reflect and go, wow, like, I don't even like that behavior. Why do I do that? Why do I do that? I didn't even realize that I do that and that it comes across so offensive and obnoxious. And then over here we have you are incredible. Do you know that? Never-ending story. I'm yours. To be fair, all of these cards kind of go hand in hand. You are incredible. Do you know that? I think this person will be very touchy with you, and I think that they will have little like moments where they get really soft and gooey, and I think this is someone that likes pillow talk, but maybe they feel like they don't get the chance to tell you enough throughout your relationship how beautiful you are, how attractive you are, how handsome you are, how incredible you are, like the card says, but I feel like this person's actions are what counts. They're showing me their hands, so I feel like their hands, there's parts of you that they like to touch, and they do that to show you that they find those parts of you attractive, even though they know you may be insecure about those parts of your body. With Never Ending Story, I feel like this is them in a hopeful way, wanting a hopeful ending with you, something that is never ending in a good way, not like trapped in a bad cycle, but actually moving forward into a good cycle, and never ending, like happy ending, if that makes sense. And I think that this person does have like a romantic mind, or like a romantic idea of what they want their future like. And with I'm yours here, I mean, it's pretty obvious. I feel like this person really does what they can to show you that they're a genuine person, and that they're not here to make you feel like, you know, they're interested in anybody else. It's literally just you, group 2. So let's get that advice now, shall we? For group 2, please, Spirit. What is the advice for group 2 when it comes to their future spouse? What is the advice? We got this card wanting to come out, Sagittarius. What is the advice for group 2? We have Leo. We've got a lot of fire signs now. The back of the deck was the King of Chopsticks, so that's Sagittarius, Leo. More Leo in my opinion, but obviously Aries as well. What is the advice here? We have the second house as well. Now, I do take reversals in this deck, so I'm going to leave them reversed. Spirit is really asking for you to remember these 3 key messages when you meet this person, or when this person moves towards you. Okay, group 2, we start our message over here with Sagittarius reversed. Give this person a chance to change your mind, in the sense of, don't pigeonhole them into one box when you first meet them. Don't expect too much from them, in the sense of try not to pin them into one corner, you know, just keep doing what you've been doing before you met them, and leave space in your life for the right person to come in, because you'll be pleasantly surprised to see them exceed your expectations and to come in a different way than what they initially did. And it's not because you're pining over them, or you're expecting them to be the best person, or it's not because you're expecting them to be the worst person. It's because you're simply focusing on what you were focused on before they came in, and they come in matching that energy, matching your energy. With Sagittarius reversed, oh, my battery's flashing now. They're really just asking for you to keep an open mind here, and to not pigeonhole this person too soon in the relationship. And with Leo, Spirit is really asking for you to have compassion and patience, and to spend whatever time you have away from this person to continue focusing on yourself in a positive way. Your connection is a lot of fun once you get over that hurdle in the beginning, but in the beginning it's all just about keeping compassion, holding a loving space in your life for the right person to come in. And lastly, over here with Leo, I feel like this is Spirit saying that with the second house here, this person it comes into your mind, it comes into your life to help change your mind, to help change your routine, to get you out of a comfort zone, and to help you kind of grow in your own way. They are someone that shows you, that brings you the stability that you didn't even know you needed. And they did reference that for a second in your channeled message. This is somebody who exceeds your expectations, but not the first time. They have to kind of know what they are, what your expectations are, and then grow into the person that you need. And I feel with the second house here, this person really does fit an ideal partner that you didn't even know you needed. This is a clear case of Spirit giving you exactly what you don't even know you need, and really fueling your life with the beauty and the love and the support that you actually at your core need. So I see here that this person is in your life to help you get out of a comfort zone and to break away from a cycle or a routine that wasn't helpful for you, and to help you experience new things, and to get a fresh energy that is just as supportive and loving as what you were manifesting, but also more growth inspiring than what you had your sights on. So group 2, that's what I'm seeing for you when it comes to your future spouse. My battery is literally going to die any second. So real quick, I'm about to take this reading into the extended, where we will be looking at your future spouse's next actions towards you. We're going to have a look at what your next actions towards them will be. We'll also have a look at how you will recognize this person. We're going to look at what they like about you and what you like about them. So it's a pretty extended. If you want to join me and this first part of your reading did resonate, the link to the extended reading is in the description. Sorry, group 2, you're not going to believe. The battery literally cut out right there as I was wrapping things up. So as I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted, the link to the extended reading is in the description box. It's all recorded, ready to go. So I shall see you there if that's where you're heading. Now, before you go wherever you're going, I just want to thank you for your time, for your energy, for tuning in, for supporting me, for supporting Free Tarot. It's been a pleasure to read for you, group 2, and I hope to encounter your energy again. Take care. Bye. Hi, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. I just realized this microphone is very low, so let me just adjust that really quickly, and we'll get back into your video. I think I want you there. That's a bit closer, a bit easier to hear me, I think. So group 3, if you chose this citrine quartz crystal card, then this is going to be your reading. This card is going to tell us more about your future spouse and how they're thinking and feeling about you in this current moment, what their aspirations are, for example. We've got a lot to cover in this reading. There's also going to be an extended reading. Before we get into it, I'm just going to smoke some Palo Santo because I didn't do that before I started filming. I was so keen to just kind of get into it that I forgot to cleanse the space appropriately. So I did it as I finished the last group, but I just want to do it again because it's been a bit of time and I want to make sure this energy is just yours. So bear with me for a second here. This Palo Santo is a bit damp for some reason. I think it's because it was sitting underneath the air conditioner. You know what? I don't really know. I'm going to change my reading layout so you can see me, so that you can actually see what's going on in the background, because oh my Lord, it's kind of a mess, but it's also, I think, very entertaining. So in future videos, you're going to be able to see me doing all of this stuff and seeing like everything that I do. I just think it'll be a good way for us to connect better. So that's done. Spirit, please help me tune into group 3's energy. Please cleanse all other energy, including negative entities, energies, spirits from this space, from my cards, from my home, so that I may offer clear, honest messages to groupus number 3pus. So group 3, we are going to be getting channeled messages from your future spouse. We're also checking as to whether you've met this person yet or not. In the extended reading, we're going to be covering a heck of a lot of more, but I'll talk about that more at the end. Group 3, citrine quartz tells me that this person is feeling very lucky when it comes towards this connection. The number 23 for me is my lucky number, mostly because I associate it with opportunities, planning, and expansion. So I see this person making plans towards the connection, to grow the connection, to have things that the two of you can do and achieve for the future. I see this person in a dreaming state where they're very scheming and they're making some big plans and ideas about what they want for the future with this air energy. Neptune is telling me that this person has been thinking about you a lot, maybe even fantasizing about you. I believe with the crown chakra here, your future spouse has received some information intuitively about you, and they're in a very sort of flowing energy where they're moving towards you with spirit's guidance, whether they are aware of that consciously or not. I see this person making moves towards you. So let me get some tarot out. I'm going to be using a deck that I haven't used yet on this channel. Excuse me, I just choked on my own spit. And we shall have a look at what their channeled message is for you. This might take a little while because I've got 3 decks that I want to shuffle out. So if you want to skip ahead, you're welcome to. Group 3, please, Spirit. What does their future spouse want to say to them? Group 3. What does their future spouse want to say to them? Group 3. Group 3, please, Spirit. We're being shown the Knight of Ingots in the reverse. What does this person want to say to Group 3, Spirit? What does their future spouse want to say to Group 3? Ay, Dios mío. We're being shown the Seven of Teacups. I gotta stop saying that because I don't even pronounce it properly. But I still keep saying it. We have the Three of Ingots. Okay. What does this person want to say to Group 3, please, Spirit? What is their future? Hi. We have the Six of Teacups. Okay. The other card didn't flip over, so we're going to shuffle that one back in. And I'm just going to clarify these cards now. Can I clarify the Knight of Ingots reverse, please, Spirit? What does this person want to say to Group 3? What does their future spouse want to say to them? What does their future spouse want to say to them, please, Spirit? We have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. What does this person want to say to Group 3? We have the Devil reversed. I just gotta... I feel like some of you are dealing with someone else as well. Okay? Someone's dealing with somebody else as well. Like your future spouse isn't the only one in your life right now. There's somebody else in your life that's kind of distracting you from this connection. We also have the Knight of Teacups. And with the Six of Teacups, okay, we will take that because of how it fell out. We have the Page of Teacups. Wow. So a lot of feelings here for you already. Confusion, sure, but Two of Teacups at the back of the deck is going to be your overarching energy for this deck. So let me put that down. We had Temperance underneath that. So I do believe that this person is pretty keen to come into your energy and to, get the chance to be with you. Okay, we're going to shuffle some channeled messages from this Confessions Oracle deck. What does Group 3's future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? We have, I am sorry for what happened. What does Group 3's future spouse want to say to them? We also have, together we are more. And there are so many things I should have said. I do believe that most of you know this person. But I believe that a lot of you aren't in union with them. You're definitely in separation. Can I please get some channeled messages from Group 3's future spouse? What do they want to say to Group 3? This is my musical messages oracle deck. We have Fear, Waiting For by Rum Gold. One more card. What does their future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? We also have Admiration, Let Me Adore You by Soko. Wowzers. Okay, I'm going to put that over there. When I talk about those cards, I'll bring them more into frame. But as you can see, she's kind of running out of space over here. So I'm going to have to get a bit creative with how I do these things. All right. Let's get into it, shall we? Without further delay, let's have a look at what this person wants to tell you. If you're new to my channel, I channel first person first in terms of like from their point of view, and then I will offer you my objective opinion based on what I was picking up while I was channeling their energy, and then I will get you advice from Spirit. But we're going to get you more channeled messages after this from a few decks that I want to use, including a new deck. So let's get into it, Group 3. Let me hold my Amazonite and let's get into it. I really, really miss you, but I'm not sad about the distance anymore. I'm trying to focus more on coming together and on ensuring that the separation doesn't last forever. I want to work on things with you, but I just hope that we can see eye to eye. It's very difficult to know what you want and to know if you even want something with me. I'm hoping that you are someone who can supplement my life in the sense of inspire me and support me towards my growth. I see you as somebody who is very lucky and someone who I would be very lucky to be with. And I hope that the two of us can continue to grow together. I feel like we're so close and yet so far, and it's very frustrating. You're literally within grasp and yet still out of reach for me. I'm trying to let go of things in my life that have been distracting and taking up too much space. I was once very focused on a certain plan and ensuring that I followed that plan to a T, but now I'm really trying to change my ways. I'm trying not to be stubborn, and I'm trying to let go when something is requiring too much energy and too much effort. I find it hard sometimes to do these things at a point in my life where I'm just trying to learn what is best for me, and I'm trying to learn that being in the right path, doesn't mean that I have failed if I need to switch lanes. And I have recently switched lanes. I've recently let go and walked away from something that has taken a lot of effort and a lot of time. And part of me does feel like a bit of a failure, but I'm trying to learn not to see it that way. I'm trying instead to be excited about everything else that I can bring in now that I have that huge issue removed from my life, that huge task removed from my life. This period has taught me that I do have a lot of space for someone to be here with me and to sort of come in and give me love, if that makes sense. Maybe I just didn't think before that I had the space or the room or the time to grow a relationship that was meaningful. But I've decided now that I do want that. The question is, where do I go? I'm quite confused at the moment, to be honest with you. I've got a lot of options in front of me. There's a lot of things that I could do, and what's confusing me even more is I don't know which one is the best one, because I don't want to get hurt, and I don't want it to just be about sex. I don't want to just have a temptingly physical connection with someone. I want more. I want the emotional side as well. So I am kind of holding off and on what I commit myself to, because I don't want to fall for that. And in the past, I was chasing things that were just never really going to work out for me. So I'm very careful now about what I commit myself to and how I share myself with other people. I don't really like to just sort of scratch that itch for the sake of having that need. I want that to come from somebody that cares about me and from someone that I care about as well. Because of this, I have been slower when it comes to finding love. I'm not really throwing myself out there right now. I'm just doing what I usually do and then a little bit more, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to be a bit more social. I'm just trying to spend more time with people who I think know people who I might be interested in. I'm spending a lot of time with my people who I feel comfortable around, like my colleagues, my family, my close friends. I'm just sort of spending time with those kinds of people, and I'm trying to find people who they approve of as well, because their opinion matters to me. They know me better than anybody else. And so I have had offers and suggestions from these people on who I should be seeing and what I should be doing to find love. And I've kind of taken it on board, but I am kind of just letting things happen as they are meant to. I'm not really forcing anything to happen, because at the end of the day, if it's too difficult, then I just assume that it's not for me. I'm in an energy right now where I'm trying to manifest somebody who feels like home, somebody who I can have fun with, somebody who I can have good memories and good time passing with, if that makes sense. I imagine us just being able to hang out, and yes, we can do fun things and go on dates, but I imagine us just being able to hang out and have deep conversations and watch our favorite TV shows and talk about our childhood and who we are and what we like to do and have these deep and meaningful conversations, I'm attracting somebody who I would consider to be more of like a soulmate, somebody who is just so easy with, things just fall into place, you know, we don't have to try too hard. And that's who you are to me, and that's who you end up being to me. And it takes me a while to get you into my life because I was so focused on things that didn't work out, that weren't making me happy, that were burning me out, and that were ultimately not able to commit to me in the way that I was committing and giving to them. And I do spend a lot of time getting confused as well by these immature options and these false attractions and all this temptation, all these people, only to realize that I need to make my pool smaller. So it does take a little while for us to meet, but when we do meet, I know that we both recognize that kindred energy within us. We just click so well together. It's almost effortless. We have so much fun. We make each other laugh, and we're able to express ourselves emotionally, safely, without feeling like the other person is going to judge us, or without feeling like the other person isn't interested in what we have to say. Communicating with you is so easy, and I know that you feel what I feel from the beginning. There's a strong connection to us. So at this point in my life, that's what I'm manifesting. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm not really, like I said before, actively seeking it, but I am trying so hard to find you and to make this, and to have this beautiful, almost easy connection with you where we just seem to click and know each other so well. I do need to explain a little bit about my past in order for us to be successful, and I hope to have that opportunity when we finally get together. But I need you to know that I am someone who is afraid of being hurt because I am more emotional than most people, I guess, are. I am more kind of soft and kind-hearted, and while I do have my specific way of doing things, I don't want any of that to be deal breakers. So I think that in the beginning there's going to be a lot that I'll need to explain to you in terms of why I am the way that I am. And I think that you may have the tendency to get frustrated sometimes by how much I just want you around, because I am someone who is quite for you, when it comes to you, I am someone who is quite clingy, for lack of a better word. Like, I just am so excited to finally have you in my life and to meet you. And I'm also excited for what the future holds for us. And there's so many things that I want to say and do in our relationship that maybe I do end up moving things quickly and falling too fast for you. I end up becoming very invested in this relationship quite soon and making sort of big plans for us. And I think that that's something that you end up getting afraid of and wanting me to kind of slow it down, where you need more time to adjust and to grow. And I also just want you to know that at the end of the day, I care so much about you, and I'm so invested in this relationship that if you need me to slow it down, I will. I just need you to tell me. And that's why communication with us is so helpful and so good, because whenever you are feeling something and it's not exactly a positive feeling, you do feel comfortable enough to share that with me. And I do admire and care about you enough to be able to make adjustments where necessary. I kind of want to cut it there, sweets. I'm going to, because this person is digging themselves a hole and I need to explain some things to you. First of all, do I think this person is clingy? For a Capricorn, yes. I'm a Capricorn, by the way, so yes. But for a regular person who loves connection and wants a soulmate in their life, No, they're not too clingy. So I don't know if they're an earth sign or what, but no, there may be a Leo. But they are thinking that they are very clingy, and I don't think they are. I've got some things I need to clear up for you, sweets, because I'm picking up on a lot objectively, and I think it's getting confusing, the timeline. So for most of you, this person is somewhat in your life, but they're struggling to move towards you because they were confused over what they should do when it comes to love. For a lot of you, maybe you don't know this person yet, but I want to talk about like where they're at right now, so that can help you understand who this is in your life. I think they did a pretty good job of like explaining the timeline, but I was picking up on so much as well, so I kind of want to share that with you. This person has definitely been focusing on some pretty stagnant, maybe instantly gratifying, but slightly unrequited situations. Either they were interested in someone who wasn't actually interested in them when it comes to love, or they were just kind of putting all of their energy into something that just wasn't actually going to grow. They didn't really have a plan. They were just kind of like wasting energy in this area of their life and kind of just going, oh, well, if it happens, it happens. But Spirit was trying to say, like, this isn't happening. Like, this isn't going anywhere. You need to stop. You need to stop. So they eventually stopped, and they realized, like, wow, like I've been wasting a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of energy in this area of my life where basically nothing has happened. And with that comes a lot of processing, a lot of healing. And I don't know if they've really given themselves that time to process. This person may have just kind of felt very frustrated or upset or angry even with what they did and what happened to them in that process. So there is a little bit of resentment from their past that still sits in their stomach. And it is a bit of an unhealed sort of trauma situation, because the less they address it, the kind of bigger it gets, but the more that they try to hide it. I see that this person from that period was then in a situation where they seemed to have a lot of people interested in them. They seemed to have a lot of emotionally demanding situations going on in their life where they had to make a lot of kind of decisions over who to exchange energy with. And some of this was romantic people, like being interested in them. Others were just like family and friends wanting their attention, their time. There was a period in their life where they were being very emotionally sort of drained by the options and opportunities that were being presented to them. And this person had to learn in that period of their life how to be careful about what they give versus what they receive, and over other people's intentions. There is a slight naivety to this person's spirit where maybe they are, older, regardless of their age. They do get taken advantage of easily, and I think that people often drain their energy and their resources easily. With the Devil card reversed, this person has since learned to have boundaries, and they've since learned, a little bit more about human nature in the worst ways. And they're trying to kind of separate themselves from people who are too demanding of them, and from situations that are too emotionally sort of confusing. They don't like to be overwhelmed by other people's emotions or by a lot of people at once. So I feel like this person may have even been abstinent in that period because it was just a lot. I feel like they are at this point saving themselves for the right person. I feel like they are at this point getting advice from other people in their circle, like they're, again, people that they interact with frequently. They put their colleagues on a high standard as well, but like family members, we're also talking about friends here with the Three of Ingots, colleagues, people who admire them. I feel like a lot of people think that this person is quite attractive and that they could get a lot of, interest. So they're trying to kind of set this person up. I do see that this person kind of is grateful for the help, but they don't really want it, if that makes sense. So at this point here, they're learning more about relationships, and they're learning more about what is available to them and what they should do when they're interested in someone. Like maybe they're even talking to people that they know about, like their meet stories. Like, you guys are such a cute couple. How did you meet? What did you do? Blah, blah, blah. Like trying to kind of figure out how to get into this Romeo/Juliet energy and romance and woo their next partner. But I don't see them kind of having successful shots there. I do think that this is where you meet them, because they're more receptive, they're less confused, they're less kind of healing, and they're more kind of open and curious. So I do believe that that could be where you meet them. But then from there, with the Six of Cups and the Page of Teacups, that is where your relationship with them truly blossoms, because with you, you instantly hit it off. It's not confusing, it's not demanding, it's not like anybody else is involved in the picture. Like, I don't feel like you even come in through a family friend. It's just you and them, and it's very easy, and there's this warmth that the two of you have for each other from the beginning. This person makes you smile, they make you laugh, they say something witty and you just think they're amazing, and they love the way that you laugh. And there's just this beautiful energy of like building a strong emotional foundation. You're not rushing the relationship, but for some reason I feel that they develop feelings a lot quicker than you do, and they may be quick to kind of say things like I love you, or I really care about you, or I really like you, and you're kind of like, I'm still getting to know you. Because somebody here does experience fear where the other person is completely enamored and admiring. So I feel like this person overall, when it comes to your relationship with your future spouse, you are someone who gets to know them better than most people on this earth. I feel like they have a strong connection to their family, and it's very easy for you to integrate with their family. I believe that this person really opens up to you, and they kind of show you what a more balanced relationship is like, but they always joke about themselves kind of being more needy than you are because of how things happened in the beginning. It feels like they kind of pushed you into this, when actually I don't think that's the case. I think you just needed more time to figure out how you were feeling about them naturally, you know? I also believe that this relationship does lead to a lot of growth, because you seem to be able to understand each other's needs better. I think with this Two of Teacups, that confirms to me that most of you, like 90% of you, are not in union with this person. But I would say that some of you have definitely already met them, because it feels like for some of you, this person is really awakening to what they could have with you. Whereas for others of you, they're trying to get to that point where they can meet you. They're trying to get through that confusion and past their... because the thing about this Three of Ingots is it's kind of limiting as well. When their family and friends try to help them out, it actually causes this person to become a bit distracted from what they want. It does give them the opportunity to know themselves better and their emotional needs and their romantic side, but it also kind of gives them a few like distractions, because they just end up hanging out with the same people, you know? Whereas I don't think that you meet them through here. I think that that kind of time was just for them to get more confident and receptive and open when it comes to relationships. I feel like as your connection progresses, you're going to feel like you've known this person before. You're going to feel like they're very familiar to you, and you're going to feel like the two of you just click. Like, I can't stress that enough. This is a very easy relationship once you're together. I feel like it's very easy to get to know each other, and it's very easy to kind of be accountable when someone is upset with the other one's actions. I feel like on both sides you communicate very well, and you kind of have this almost intuitive connection too, where this person is very receptive. They pick up on your feelings, your energy, so they're able to understand when you're upset. They don't need to kind of antagonize you in order for you to tell them, like, actually you're annoying me and I'm very upset. I feel like the two of you just work quite well together. Like, together we are more. I do believe this person holds back sometimes because they don't want to overwhelm you. I think that they are they have very strong feelings for you from early on, and I do believe that they hold back a little bit and that they try not to kind of, come on too strong or scare you away with how great they feel around you. So let us get some channeled messages out now from this deck. I'm going to use my deck first, and then we'll use this Cupid Says Oracle deck. I've just gotten the extension deck as well, so pretty excited to use it. Let me shuffle this. I'm going to shuffle it well because it's kind of just been sitting in this room chilling between readings. Group 3, please, Spirit. What does Group 3's future spouse want to say to them? I think you'll get on really well with their family and friends. You might even end up developing closer connection than they do. Like their family member might become your best friend, or their friend might become your best friend. Like their friend's partner might become your best friend. Whatever it is, it's like you really integrate well into each other's lives. Your families seem to be very supportive of each other. All right, Spirit. What does this person want to say to Group 3? What does their future spouse want to say to Group 3? What does their future spouse want to say to Group 3? We have time to ground yourself. So this person is trying to collect themselves, ground their energy. They're also trying to be sure about what they want, and they're trying to be very clear about their intentions towards love. I feel like for a lot of you, maybe they are back here. Oh my Lord. Holy heck, that made me jump. That was my alarm. I apologize, especially if you're listening with headphones. That's like the scariest sound ever. Whew. Anyway, let's keep going. Group 3, what does their future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? What is Group 3's future spouse? Oh! We have, will you choose me? The 4 of Cups. Yeah, so maybe it's you that gets confused. Maybe this person thinks you're slightly out of their league. Light. Let me get all the cards out and then I'll explain what I'm picking up on. Just in case something else clarifies. Your family won't like me. Interesting. Can we clarify that? Oh, I see. Can we clarify that 3 of Pentacles, please, Spirit? Have I lost everything? Wow. Okay, I might just get one more card for that 3 of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Sorry, my camera cut out there, but I have so much desire for you. What else does this person want to say to Group 3, please, Spirit? Yeah, wow. That's an interesting story. I'm glad we got channeled messages because there's another narrative coming out. We have sometimes I wonder if you care and I'm a very jealous poison. All right. Back of the deck is Strength, Ego. So it's very important to this person that they're successful in winning you over. And I see that that is manifesting as them feeling kind of weak around you, feeling as though you're their Achilles heel. Now, there is another narrative that came out while I was shuffling, and I'm glad I clarified. So that 3 of Pentacles before with the Knight of Teacups, I actually see this person really trying to romance you and win you over. And it's important to this person that those around you approve of them as well as the people around them approving of you. I see someone having some kind of friction. It feels like more of a maternal person, but it doesn't have to be. Somebody cares about one of you a lot, and it feels like a family member or someone who basically is family. And this person is very afraid of their loved one getting hurt. So they don't entirely support the relationship because they're afraid that things are moving too quickly or that the other person has bad intentions for the person that they love. So it's very important in your relationship that you both win over each other's family and that you can both have loved ones that support your union. I see that this person is probably going to really try to woo you with that 3 of Pentacles and that Knight of Cups, because the 3 of Pentacles can also be about admirers. And that Knight of Cups is more so about like a romance. So for it to be clarifying the Three of Pentacles, I think that this person may really come on quite strong from the beginning, and that some people on your side may have questions. They may be like, oh, they did what? They paid for your whole date? Like, okay, that's nice, but then they did what? Like, they took you to this, and it's like, wow, this person is really doing the most. I feel like they come on quite strong in the beginning, and they do kind of regret that in hindsight, but they want to make it very clear how they feel about you, and they really want to keep spending time with you. And I think that you feel that too, but you're also having these loved ones in your ear telling you like, hey, you got to watch out, that's a red flag, that's a red flag. And so you are holding back a little bit in the beninging. Now over here with time to ground yourself and will you choose me, I do believe that at this point in your connection, the two of you are both just kind of being prepared to come into each other's lives. I'm pretty sure that you're not in union. This is not a union pile. This is not a union group, but it does feel like you're quite close to at least meeting each other or coming together, because your person is concerned about whether you will accept their offer with this will you choose me. It seems like you or them, potentially both of you, are quite bored at the moment when it comes to love. Like, you're not really getting what you want. You're not really feeling what's on offer. I do believe that your person and you are having opportunities with other people, but you're just not picking up what they're putting you down. You're like, no, thank you. Like, that's not my whirlwind romance that I'm manifesting. And I see that this person really, they honestly kind of put you on a bit of a pedestal here with that light card. They really look up to you. They really admire you. This person sees you as like the light of their life, the light in their eyes. So they're quite attached to you from the beginning, group 3. And I think that this person, just as soon as they meet you, they start imagining what your future will be like. They kind of fall pretty hard is what it feels like. But a lot of the connection in the beginning is just about you both getting on the same page and falling for each other. I see that this person isn't going to rush the stages of your relationship in terms of, you know, moving in together or buying furniture together, getting a pet together, marriage, children, all of that. They don't want to rush that. But unfortunately, their feelings fell a lot quicker than yours did. So I see that the beginning of your relationship is just about the two of you growing feelings and getting on the same page about how much you care. Because I do see here with Scorpio that there is a powerful transformation offered to both of you because of this relationship. Heavy feelings come out, heavy thoughts, a lot of fears potentially with Scorpio, and potentially just the need to grow in the sense of changing how you feel and how you view your feelings in order to embrace newer mindsets, newer behaviors, and new ways of growing emotionally. So I feel like this relationship kind of revamps the two of you when it comes to your heart chakras and how much you love and how much you can love someone. With I'm a very jealous person reversed, I feel like you need to know that there's nobody else in this person's life. Like, while they may be someone who has offers, they are here for you. They're thinking of you. They're wanting you. And I also feel that I'm a very jealous person. Being like that devil card reversed, this person knows the kind of person that they want, and you're exactly what they have been wanting. I also believe that from your side, the two of you, this connection is very healthy, like especially for citrine quartz to come out in the sense of there's a healthy attachment here. I don't feel like it's codependent with the devil reversed and citrine quartz here. I don't feel like you need to be worried about what they'll think or what they'll say or what they'll let you do. This person is like, I just want you, like, so you do you, because I'm here for you. Like, I'm not here to cut you off or to limit your ability to grow and express and be yourself. I want that. I want you. So I feel like it's a very healthy relationship that continues to grow and that is really wanting each other to grow. That's what it feels like. It's a very healthy attachment. Despite them thinking that they're emotionally clingy, I feel like they're not as clingy as I've picked up on before with energies. This isn't unhealthy at all to me. This is a very much like I adore you, basically. Like this song, Let Me Adore You, listen to that. It's a bit heavy, especially if you don't know this person yet, but it's a very like big mood. This is their big energy towards you. Nude is how I like you best. Forget everyone else, just rest your head upon my chest, undress. Let Me Adore You by Soko. All right, let's get some more channel messages from the Cupid Says Oracle deck. I've got the extension deck, which is new, so I hope we can get some of those cards. There's only 50 of them, whereas there was about 100 of the other cards, I believe. I could be wrong there, but we'll hope. I'll shuffle it all, and we'll hope that you get some of the new cards as well. Group 3, please, Spirit. What does their future spouse want to say? My bed is big enough for 2, just saying. I feel like they may be holding out for you, sweets. Like I'm getting an energy here of blocking off people who only want them for sex. So I feel like they might be a bit backed up by the time they meet you. Why am I crying? Yeah, you bring out a lot of emotions in them, a lot of feels. What does their future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? There are no what ifs. So this person is dreaming big when it comes to you and your connection. This person is very sure on you as well. I need/want your touch right now. So longing for you. Yeah. We have this doesn't feel right. So that's where somebody is not feeling as, what's the word? Forward moving as the other. Can we clarify that this doesn't feel right, please, Spirit? Can we clarify that this doesn't feel right, card? What does their future spouse want to say? How could you be so attractive? It doesn't feel right. Okay, so that's them kind of thinking that this is too good to be true, I guess. And them kind of questioning like whether there is something wrong. Because it's kind of like, you know, when it happens with anything in life, I guess. And I don't mean to objectify you, but you know when you get like a new, for example, like I bought a car once that was incredibly marked down. They were selling it to me for $12,000 and it was only about 9 months old, and I was looking at it like, why is it $12,000? Like, you've got to be joking. Is there something wrong with it? Took it to the inspector. They inspected the engine. They inspected the whole car. Nothing wrong with it. So I went back to the dealership and I was like, why are you selling it for 12 grand? Like, this car retails for 16, and it's less than 9 months old. Like, has it really depreciated that much? And he said to me, no. We just have too many of them on the lot. We want to get rid of them. And I never had any problems with that car, you know, but I just didn't feel right. I was like, there's no way. How could this be so attractive? It doesn't feel right. So that's the kind of vibe here. I'm sorry, I don't mean to objectify you and compare you to my vehicle, but it feels like you're literally ticking all the boxes. They're maybe doing some tests with you in the beginning, trying to check, is this person really the person of my dreams? Oh my gosh, they are. And I think that every single thing that you do starts to really hit this person in their feels, because instead of like it being like a slight, you know how some people, you know, have annoying habits. It's not ideal to expect someone to be your everything or your perfect person, because we're all imperfect in our own wonderful ways. But for you, it doesn't feel like you have that with this person. Like, this person absolutely adores your annoying traits as well. Is there anything else they want to say to group 3? Is there anything else they want to say? They got another message. Yeah, this person does not want to wait. This card is not wanting me to flip over, maybe in another lifetime. They're very afraid of missing out on a connection like this. And I feel like once they get it with you, they know that they want to have it for the rest of their life. Because I feel like they have had, yeah, that's the one. They have had bad eggs in the past, and it was not fun. It was not nice for them to realize that they wasted their energy. We have you make me giggle like a teenager. So I feel like your humor is really similar. We also have make a wish. So I do believe you're a wish come true. I love doing future spouse readings because they're so bloody cute. It just raises my vibration. Let us get some advice for you to close your reading now. What is the advice for group 3? What is the advice for group 3? How can they come into union with this person, Spirit? How can they come into union? We have, okay, we have Moon and Aquarius coming out. One more card. What is the advice for group 3 when it comes to their future spouse? We also have 7th house coming out for you in the upright. So, oops, sorry, a big slap there. When it comes to coming into union with this person, with these 2 cards here, you have to be more in touch with your emotions and your fears. You have to understand how your fears are playing a role in your life, because fears are a natural part of being human. They were very instinctual and helpful when we knew less and when we were unable to process our emotions as well. But thankfully our consciousness has evolved, we've evolved, and fear is still here. It's still prevalent and it still thinks it's very important. So we have to kind of treat it like that and understand our fears as they manifest. Is this a helpful fear or is this an unnecessary limiting fear? It's very important for you to be very in touch with your feelings in order to bring this person because when you meet them and when they're interested in you, you're going to be afraid. You're going to feel fear. So you need to understand what that fear is, where it's coming from. You don't want somebody in your ear being afraid for you, stopping you from this wonderful connection and from experiencing this incredible person. I also think with Aquarius that friends do play a part in your union in a helpful and potentially unhelpful way. I think the friends thing helps this person gain confidence and be more ready to approach you when you come into their life. But I think that there's also a friend or a close person in your circles who does not approve and they cause a bit of a hindrance. I think with Aquarius here, you've got to really innovate and consider your future in a different perspective. Think outside the box here when it comes to bringing this person in. I feel like they are going to be different from what you have experienced, but they do seem to be someone who really kind of works on building that emotional connection with you. I feel like for you, with Aquarius being here, you're going to kind of look at them and go, there's probably not. You know, it's not like they're not attractive and it's not like they don't have good qualities about them, but with your mind, it feels like what you want seems too strange with them, or what you expect to happen between the 2 of you is too kind of weird and unique, and there's no way it could happen. When actually you kind of seem to be the exception here. Although it isn't common, the 2 of you seem to make something quite unique and different happen. And it's not something that society is used to seeing, or it's not something that the people around you are used to seeing, but it works. And it works because the 2 of you care about each other deeply, and you prove that to society and you prove that to the people in your lives. With the 7th house here, this person is here for the long haul. They're committed. Their intentions from the beginning are commitment. And I think that for you, your advice here is to just work on the partnership with them. Remember that it is a partnership, you and them. Work on that with them. Your advice in your relationship with them is to work on who you are and how your relationship is and what you're like as a couple, and to keep that your priority, to not get distracted by the outside influences, to not get distracted by the milestones. Sometimes people spend so much time and money on their weddings, they don't spend any time working on their relationships, for example. I feel like Spirit is saying really work on your relationship, because as long as you 2 are solid, you can overcome anything. That's what it feels like. You 2 is very much about the 2 of you here, twisted together like these beautiful snakes. So group 3, that is what I'm seeing for you. I'm going to take this into the extended reading now to get more information about your future spouse and what your relationship with them will be like. So in the extended reading, we are going to be looking at their next actions towards you, your next actions towards them, how you will recognize them, what they like about you, and what you like about them. If you want to join me in the extended reading, the link is in the description box. It's all ready to go, so I shall see you there. If you are someone who enjoys a lot of extended readings, I do recommend that you consider becoming an Amethyst Hermie. Becoming a Hermie on my website will grant you unlimited access to extended readings that I put out every month on my website. So that goes all the way back to the February month, I think, is when I first did it. So we have February, March, and April now up. So if you are someone who likes extended readings, I recommend you check that out. Otherwise, before you go, wherever you're going, Group 3, I want you to know it has been an honor to read for you today. I really appreciate your time, your energy, and all of your support towards myself, towards Free Tarot on YouTube, and towards this beautiful community. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I want to thank you for all of your time, energy, and support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I shall connect with you in another video. Bye. Hi Group 4 and welcome to your reading. If you chose this natural agate card, then this is going to be your reading. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're asking Spirit today for channeled messages from your future spouse, and we will be also looking at whether you have met this person yet, or not. So I hope to offer you as many confirming messages as possible, as well as maybe some new information that you weren't expecting. Let's get into it, Group 4. This card is very telling, straight off the cuff. So I need you to know with natural agate here that your future spouse and you are very much one and the same. It feels like this is someone who will show you a lot of love and a lot of compassion and really embrace you as you are. I feel like this is somebody who is really going to play into more of like your feminine qualities. I feel like this person will honor you because of the way that you help each other grow. And I have a strong feeling that this person was always meant to find you in this lifetime, with natural agate being here. I'm hearing as it always was, so it shall be. So there could be a past life connection here in this relationship. It feels like this is somebody who you may meet at a younger age, or this is somebody who will just kind of fall into your life seamlessly. It'll be very easy, it'll be very obvious, and this is somebody who you have a connection with that you do not share with anybody else. So very, very much like a unique person in your life. And it feels like for some of you, this is definitely divine counterpart energy. This is someone who will encourage you to grow through love and compassion, and will always sort of support you and the ways that you want to grow. I feel with this heart chakra that there's something going on about healing here too. Maybe you need to kind of, or this person's role in your life is that they help you with healing something. There's something here about healing. So hopefully tarot clarifies that. And then Venus up here is just saying that this person is just enamored by your beauty. This person finds you to be very physically like beautiful, regardless of gender. Venus is all about like beauty. So I feel like this person really looks at you and just thinks you're an amazing catch. But I also believe with that number 2 that it is mutual. Like the two of you just have such a fondness for each other, such a I'm hearing desire, but there's so much love here. It's this really grounded connection as well for it to be a natural agate energy. It just has such a strong energy, like it was always meant to be, you know, like it weathers the storms. So the two of you may spend a large portion of your life together with this natural agate. Let's get some messages now from tarot. We're going to get into the channeled messages portion. And what I want you to know, if you're new here, is that the way that I channel messages in my channeled message videos is first person. And then I will tell you what I'm picking up on objectively while I'm channeling their energy. And then we'll close your reading with advice as well. So we're going to get a lot of channeled messages though. We're going to get channeled messages from the channeled messages portion. And then I'm going to pick up extra messages separately as well. So, Spirit, what does Group 4's future spouse want to say to them? We have the Tower. Oh my gosh, what's that song? Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. La, 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 la. I'm going to cut it off there because we know where that's going and my voice cannot do that. We also have the 5 of chopsticks. What does Group 4's future spouse want to say to them? We have the King of Wands in the reverse. What does group 4's future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? La, 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 la. We have the Six of Wands reversed. And we also have this Emperor. Spirit, where am I supposed to put this? Okay, it's its own kind of thing, but we'll put it up here. Can I please clarify the Tower? We have the Lovers. Can I please clarify the Five of Chopsticks, Spirit? Hi. We have the Wheel of Fortune. What else do we have? The King of Wands. May I clarify that, please, Spirit? We also have the Knight of Teacups. I was squinting. I thought it was just my eyes that were making it blurry. At the back of the deck, we have the Six of Chopsticks. Okay, we're going to get some more from 2 more decks, so bear with me. You can skip ahead if this shuffling is getting out of hand for your patience. What does group 4's future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? Oh, hello. We have, you have the power to end the story however you want. Will ya focus? There we go. What does group 4's future spouse want to say to them, please, Spirit? Oh, we got 2 cards. Shall we take them? We have, I avoided you because I was afraid of getting hurt and I didn't message you by mistake. I heard mistake. Okay. Mistake. It might be an inside joke, maybe mispronouncing things on purpose. Let's get some channeled messages from my Musical Messages Oracle deck. What does group 4's future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? We have Submission, Purple Afternoon by Meryl. I don't know how to say that. Meryl. Meryl. I have no idea. Let's just put it down. What else does group 4's future spouse want to say to them? We also have Castaway by Una featuring Tyler the Creator, Pensive. Ooh, didn't know I got a call before. Honestly, didn't see the best in me. It feels like you're mocking me and now I've gone so far away. A castaway. All right, let me pull this in a little bit because I'm sitting so far back. I'm like hunched over the table. Oh my gosh, that's too close. Ellipse. All right, let me just contain myself. And let's get into this, shall we? Spirit, please tune me into group 4's energy, group 4's future spouse. Spirit, what do they want to say to group 4? What does group 4's future spouse want to say to group 4? Okay, we'll get into the first person energy first. Meeting you caught me completely off guard. Not only was I not expecting to find someone like you, I wasn't expecting to find someone like you where I did and how I did. You really took me by surprise. It was the most unexpected yet powerfully eventful moment in my life. And I feel like I completely underappreciated who you are and what you mean to me. In that moment, it just felt so chaotic. It felt so destructive. It felt so sudden. And then all of a sudden, you're this most significant person in my life. I feel like I had to spend a lot of time thinking about what you mean to me and about why you felt so impactful towards me from the beginning. I probably spent too much time examining these feelings and these thoughts because a lot of time separated just kind of made me more confused. It feels like things weren't going our way initially. It feels like things were very challenging in the beginning because we were both trying to please everybody else. We were trying to make sure that nobody else would be upset about us. Nobody else would have any reason to be angry with us. And so for a long time, we denied ourselves this opportunity and we kind of went against the grain in terms of what we were supposed to do. It felt really difficult, and I just want you to know it was never easy doing these things in the beginning. It was never easy having to be without you and having to deal with this other energy, with this opinions, with these arguments, with these people who didn't seem to want to see us together. Just like Akon says, nobody want to see us together, but that don't matter, no, because I've got you. I was so afraid of getting hurt in the beginning that I did avoid this connection for what it truly was, even though I knew from the moment I met you how impactful you would be in my life. I avoided this connection. I tried to deny how well we seemed to work together. Don't know who I am. You go down so smooth. I can't seem to get away from you. And now I'm leaning on you. Purple afternoon when I'm thinking of you. I spent a lot of time thinking of you even when I shouldn't have. I spent a lot of time missing you and wanting you and longing for you. And even just wondering what you were doing while I was doing the things that I had forced myself to do. I was so determined in the beginning to move things in this direction. But I didn't realize until afterwards that I was forcing things to go in such a wrong direction. I didn't realize until afterwards that things were just easier going the other way with you, you know? I had to kind of figure myself out mentally and understand what I felt for you and what I was kind of feeling about us. I spent a long time pretending that you weren't who you are to me, that you weren't this incredible person who inspired me to be more and to do more. I spent a long time imagining that you weren't going to offer me the growth that you do. I spent a long time trying to almost villainize you in this situation and pretending like none of it was meant to work out in the way that it ended up. And I almost spent way too long hiding my feelings or just keeping my feelings twisted away from you. But I always thought about you. And I accidentally slipped one day. And I accidentally showed you this side to me. And it was just enough for you to realize what I had been suppressing. You were so patient with me. And I didn't realize how hard it was to fight this until I was finally surrendering. Coming back to you, I didn't expect you to receive me like you did. You treated me like I was the apple of your eye. You treated me like you always expected me to come back. You treated me like you knew before I did how I felt and what this was going to be. And it was that compassion, that stillness, that knowing, that openness and readiness that really encouraged me to give this the opportunity that it deserves. And I feel like I'm going to be making that up to you for the rest of our lives. I feel like I'm going to need to try hard for you for the rest of our lives. I know now that I have the tendency to make the simple things so much more difficult than they need to be, especially when feelings are involved, especially when the prospect of getting hurt is involved. And you make it so easy to be open emotionally. You make it so easy to want more emotionally. I can't believe I thought I was so careful at hiding this from you, and you seem to know all along. And you have such a good relationship now with my own mother. I think because she recognizes the qualities that you have, and she sees what I wish I would have given myself more time to see in the beginning. Now, whatever ups and downs we go through or whatever challenges we experience, we know that we can get through them. We know that we're better off just listening to each other, trusting each other, having faith and love in each other. and being patient with the situation. You give me such stability, such peace, such calmness. I sincerely believe that we can overcome anything together. And I'm so grateful for your patience towards me. Even now, people's opinions don't bother us at all. Now it's like we had to go through that in order to really know what we want with each other. At least I did. I kind of want to call it there. I'm so sorry that that's so brief, group 4. I was wanting it to be longer, but I'm just wanting to ask so many questions because this was not what I expected to come out. It was like as soon as I tuned into your energy, it changed completely from what I was feeling personally, you know, like a very different energy. And like obviously you would have picked up on it as well. I come into this reading, I'm having fun, I'm shuffling, I'm laughing. And then as soon as I tuned into your energy, it was just like this. And I realized who you are and what you are as well. Like this is definitely a challenging connection and it's a triggering message. So I do apologize if you were not expecting it. This feels like a sort of difficult situation, to say the least. It gives me twin flame, divine counterpart vibes, and it does seem to be one of those situations where when you feel like you're getting your hopes up, it's like a horrible message to hear. But when you know in yourself and when you feel peace and calm and sure what your, you know, outcome is going to be, this can be a wonderful message of confirmation. I want to know more about this person and I want to know more about your relationship. So I'm going to go off the cuff here. We're going to change it up, which is something I did not do for the other groups, but I feel like I owe you more answers, and I honestly think they do as well. So I just want to confirm some things, and I want to get Spirit's opinion as well through tarot. We'll just see what we can get for you, group 4. I had to think for a second there. Group 4, please, Spirit. What is going on here with group 4 and their future spouse? What does group 4's future spouse want them to know? Let's get that out of the way first. What does group 4's future spouse want them to know right now? This person is going through a lot of pain right now. You are a guiding light to this person. They really look up to you. They have so much love for you, group 4. This person sees you as someone who, like, gets them through a lot of difficult times. At the moment, it feels like their energy is very stuck. I want to say that they're starting to see things, and it's hard, it's painful, it's difficult. For those who resonate, they could be awakening, and they're doing it very slowly, just bite-sized pieces at a time, where you may have awakened a lot quicker. This person is moving through thoughts that feel very painful and heavy, and they're starting to understand some of their own behaviors throughout the process. They're realizing the way that they act as a strong reflection of how they have been treated, and that they perpetuate cycles of betrayal through their behavior in ways that they were once betrayed. They're also realizing that they self-sabotage, and it feels like this person is realizing that some of their actions that weren't taken were just as bad as the actions that were taken. This person feels like they made mistakes here, and they feel heartbroken actually over what they've done. There is genuine pain in this 3 of Swords. I don't always feel this kind of pain with my 3 of Swords. I usually see my 3 of Swords as somebody changing their mind, expanding their thoughts, and looking at alternate sort of outcomes and solutions by realizing that something is no longer available. And that's what's happening, absolutely. But there is pain with all of this realization, because I feel like they feel as though they've hurt someone that they actually really care about. They have genuine love and affection for you, group 4. This person is trying to do what they think is right now, but I still feel like they're not entirely sure of what that is. So Spirit, what happens here? How does group 4 meet this person? Let's ask that. Someone like this clearly stands out for a reason, but how does group 4 meet their future spouse? You don't have experiences like this with everybody, let me tell you that. We have the King of Swords coming out. We have the King of Swords up here too. How does group 4 meet this person, Spirit? We have the Knight of Cups, the Magician, the Four of Wands. So I feel like you meet this person at a time where your life is a little bit unstable. You may be transitioning. You may be someone who is experiencing some change and in your sort of physical world. And I feel like this person does not seem like your ideal person on paper, but the energy they seem to give you is so warm, so sweet, and it's very inviting. It's hard to ignore your feelings and your attraction towards them. But I think that conventionally it doesn't seem to work when you first meet them. I feel like you spend a lot of time thinking about this person. I think they spend a lot of time thinking about you. But I also believe that the ultimate decision that is made is for the greater good of everybody involved. That King of Swords is like your strong Libra energy, a just, fair, balanced person who doesn't consider themselves more than they consider everybody else in the equation. And there was signs with the Five of Chopsticks and the Wheel of Fortune, both reversed, that there was external interference, other people's opinions, arguments, disagreements, external sort of energies creating chaos in the situation. So it feels like this person with the King of Swords here, you both agreed to do whatever was fair in that situation, even though it wasn't really healing and it wasn't really why you came into each other's lives. It's like the purpose was unfulfilled with the Tower reversed. The damage was done, but the foundation was not rebuilt. So Spirit, how do things progress? How does group 4 end up in union with this person? How does group 4 end up in union with this person? We have the Tower reversed, obviously. How does group 4 end up in union? We have the Death card, okay. How does group 4 end up in union? We have the Hierophant. I think we're going to leave it at that because these are 3 major arcana and there's a lot of complexity in each of these cards. I want to rattle off some themes, and I've got to warn you, look at this, back of the deck is 5 of Wands again. There's those other people again. What will they think? What will they say? What do they think of me liking you? What if they hate me? What if they disown me? For some of you, this is a family influence. I gotta tell you though, that ever since I started channeling this person's energy, I just have been like on the brink of tears, ready to cry. So I feel like there's a lot of regret from their future self. Potentially there's a lot of remorse, and I wouldn't put it past them when they said, you know, I feel like I'm going to spend the rest of my life making this up to you. I do believe that. I'm finding it really hard to like separate my emotions from this message, which is very rare. I've almost become desensitized to general readings. So this is very overwhelming. And just give me a second and let me tune back into this Tower and this Death card and this Hierophant. So the question we ask Spirit, actually I think I need some water because it's going to be a big message. So the question we're asking Spirit here is, how do you two come into union, right? How do you get together? I want to know, well, I want you to know that the feelings were always there from this person. The feelings were always there. They've always cared about you to varying degrees. Initially, it was just sort of this attraction that they couldn't really understand and they had to ignore. They may have even moved away. That may have been part of the process. They had to physically distance themselves from you for some of you. Now, over time, they have had more time and experience, I would say, to understand you better and to understand their feelings for you better. And at this point in time, they really care about you. They see you as a very devoted, maybe intuitive. Some of y'all could be psychics here with this Queen of Cups, intuitive, divine, you know, ethereal femmes, people who are very connected to source and who have the ability to channel messages intuitively. But I see that this person's feelings for you have grown despite the separation, despite the distance, despite the hurt, despite the sense of betrayal or sorrow and heartbreak. Their feelings for you have become more sure. And the way that the two of you come into union is that you have to address what happened with this Tower. We can't pretend that that didn't happen. We can't pretend that we didn't with the Tower and the Lovers card in the back here. We can't pretend that we didn't feel that way. We can't pretend that we didn't recognize each other. And that unsettled, unfinished foundation needs to be addressed. And it needs to be addressed by both of you, but it feels like there is someone who is most fiercely in denial that really needs to face it once and for all. And from that period, I think that somebody may confront the other person and is going to be met with a lot of fear with the Death card here. Imagine that, you know, you spend so long trying to justify these feelings or trying to consolidate or console yourself, trying to find consolation in an unconsolable circumstance. And then all of a sudden somebody comes and brings it all back up again. And I feel us being re-triggered here, group 4. I see with the Death card that a lot of the collateral needs to be focused on healing. We can't just bring up these topics and force these ideas onto the other person. We have to come in a very healing way with this idea of transforming the situation. Otherwise, we're just hurting each other even more. And for some of you, that may happen. You may be stuck with this Tower reversed for a while until you are both focused on communicating these messages, these feelings, these passions from a point of healing and transforming the connection. I see fear being risen here, especially if somebody has been hurt by the other multiple times. And I see a need for patience and clarity. You can't afford to hold back. In both instances, you both need to allow each other the opportunity to see how you feel and what you fear, which means communicating, which means being vulnerable, which means opening up equally to each other. Only through that opportunity can you transform this from an unfinished building project into the glorious tower it is meant to be. And I see that conversation, that emotional conversation that addresses wounds that have not yet healed, will offer this opportunity to create something further, something more, something ultimately that will lead to marriage, because this is a future spouse reading. It's not supposed to be a twin flame reading, but if this is your future spouse, that's how you get into union with them, with the Hierophant here. And I believe with the Hierophant that this is the kind of connection that is going to really force you to kind of question yourself at times, maybe your values even. What kind of person am I? You know, what do I want? Can I cope with this? Can I deal with this? I need support. You may be finding yourself seeking answers from other people like this wise Hierophant, or you may find yourself seeking answers from people who you hope have the answers that you can find. This is not a conventional I need advice situation. This is asking a professional in order to be sure about a decision that you want to make in your life. But I see with the Hierophant that ultimately coming into union and developing this strong foundation of mutual love, trust, affection, and devotion for each other is about airing out those grievances, airing out those skeletons, and not ignoring what you both felt when you first met each other, facing that truly and squarely head on. And I think with the Hierophant upright, group 4, this person's passion for you is confusing at first. They deem it as simply destruction and chaos, things that could only lead to bad outcomes. But when it doesn't resolve after you leave or after they leave, then they wonder about it. Then they question it. Why is this passion still here? Why is this chaos still burning inside me? Why are the feelings becoming stronger now? Instead of just being curious and playful, they're solidified and sure. Why is this happening? So I think that there's a lot of work that needs to be done on both sides. And a connection like this doesn't find everybody, and a wonderful outcome like this doesn't always come to everybody. So I don't mean to get your hopes up. I don't mean to facilitate you know, more pain, more suffering. I do hope that this message found the right people and that you really took your time when you were selecting a group, because this is such a beautiful outcome, but it can be really difficult to hear if it's something that you have convinced yourself isn't going to happen. So Spirit, group 4, is there anything else they should know from Tarot about this union? Is there anything else they should know? I got a question. Why did this person find you? Why does group 4 need to be in union with this person? We have the Lovers. We have the Lovers. Why not? It's like the two of you were literally made for each other. And I say that lightly. If you followed me for a while, you know I don't like to spew that kind of stuff because I don't like to be unrealistic. But when I see something, I got to talk about how I see it. 4 of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So I want to tell you something here. With these 3 cards, this is sorry, we were just cut off by my camera because I talk too much. But as I was saying, I want to talk to you about these cards. I need to tell you something. With these 3 cards here, this is absolutely a guided and divine connection. This is somebody who has found you in this life for the sole purpose of awakening you to your true self. With the Lovers here, yes, we have 2 people on this card, but the Lovers is all about self-love first and discovery of self first, empowering self first, and finding your own parameters, your own freedom. By the Fool's, this card for me represents the Fool's first major decision, realizing the power that they have with their actions, with their words, with their mind. So I really believe with the Lovers card here that this is a very significant connection. It's not meant for everybody. It doesn't find everybody. Not everybody can handle it. But if you're finding this reading, which was intended to be a future spouse reading, you need to first know that this isn't the only fish in the sea. There are plenty of people on this earth that can make you happy, but this person comes into union with you because you aren't entirely focused on them. You're simply keeping your heart open for what you deserve, for what you know you can be available for, and you let the universe kind of write the rest, fill in the rest. And I think with the 4 of Cups reversed, this is also a reminder of what is meant for you will not miss you. This person comes into your life to be in union with you because they do have a lot to offer you. They do have a lot to show you about yourself. That's the thing about somebody like this. The more you learn about them, the more you will learn about yourself, group 4. The more you find love in them, the more you will find love in yourself. And the more that you run from them, the more that you show fear towards them, or the more that you try to villainize them, the more that you are ultimately villainizing, fearing, and running from yourself. So I really believe in this case, this isn't your only option, but this is somebody who shows you things about yourself that nobody else really can. Does that mean they are the only person that can make you happy? Absolutely not. You will have many chances to find love before you settle into union with this person. And with the Ace of Swords here, ultimately it is your choice. I see the Ace of Swords as an opportunity, an idea, a new thought, an offer. It is ultimately up to you whether you take it or not. And I believe that, yes, this is something that if you just so happen to pick group 4, this is something that is meant for you, assuming that it's something that you want. So let's get more channeled messages from this person now. Hopefully we're not going too over time with you. It's only about 40 minutes, I think, or 33 minutes. What does this person want to say, Spirit? What does group 4's future spouse want to say to them? What does group 4's future spouse want to say to them? What does group 4's future spouse want to say to them? I just want space. So this person is healing right now. They're moving. That 6 of Swords was over here as well, reversed, indicating someone coming back. So this person is healing at the moment. I'm going to get all your cards out and then I'll channel that message. What does group 4's future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? What does group 4's future spouse want to say to them? They're being so careful about what they say to you now. What do they want to say? I lie awake thinking about our future. What does group 4's future spouse want to say, Spirit? I need time for me. What does group 4's future spouse want to say? Ace of Wands. What does group 4's future spouse want to say? I'm too afraid to talk to you, and definitely. Okay, at the back of the deck, we have I'm addicted to you, one of my devil cards, so Capricorn energy. I feel with that card reversed, this person is learning how to be more balanced. Your future spouse is trying to understand their desires, their needs, and their behaviors better ultimately. When I think of a devil situation, I think of someone who is looking for like a gratifying way to, like, or what's the word, like when people drink to numb themselves, when people, you know, over-exercise to numb themselves, like they're trying to find healthier ways to cope. They're trying to find better ways to feel instead of just numbing themselves or overstimulating themselves to the point of numbing. I feel like this person is also trying to find a healthier way to be attached to you, because that card indicates that at some point they felt very addicted to you. I see your future spouse trying to find healing right now, and doing so may mean that they've put distance between you. Doing so may mean that this connection has been very stagnant and still, but this person spends a lot of time thinking about you. All of these cards are swords. This is a fire, and this is one of my towers upright, so it's like an earth symbol, that definitely. But I feel this person spending a lot of time thinking about you, processing thoughts of you, trying to understand you better, trying to understand themselves better. And with I need time for me reversed, I feel like they have a lot of questions for you. I feel like this person wants to talk to you. I see them wanting to ask you questions, wanting to pick your brains, wanting to understand you better, because they think that that is the next step towards healing. They feel like they've done a lot of time thinking for themselves, and the next step outside of this time with self is time with you, trying to figure out if they can get any consolation from you, if they can get any form of, what's the word that we use? There's consolation and there's also closure. And I see with the Ace of Wands that this person is hoping for a new opportunity to be around you in a fresh way. They want this to be a fresh start. So they want this to be optimistic. They want this to be exciting. They want you to want them. So if they feel you repelling them, or if they feel that they're making you uncomfortable, this person is going to pull away again, and they're going to spend time feeling like they've, you know, really messed something significant up. I see that this person really feels like you're an impactful person in their life, regardless of whatever journey or whatever phase in their journey they're on. This person knows in their heart that you're a very impactful person in their life. Let's get some more channeled messages. What else does group 4's future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? Hey, oh my Lord. We've got all these cards on the ground now. Please come closer so I can pick you up. Is there anything on the ground? Not on that side. Okay. Group 4, what does their future spouse want to say to them, Spirit? Hi. Oh my gosh. This came up for another group as well. My bed is big enough for two, just saying. So there's that desire for intimacy on many levels, obviously sexually with that cord. Oh my days, you're a wild one. So something about you really sets this person on fire. Really sets this person on fire. The end is near. Dude, pray tell. What is the end near? What ending is near? Make believe. A time, yeah, so not, why not? So what's ending is illusions. This person is breaking down barriers in their life. This person is trying to overcome obstacles. They're walking away from things that they used as a crutch, for things that they used to cope, to numb, things that they were attached to that helped desensitize themselves, and they're starting to believe, why not? What does this person want to say to group 4? What does their future spouse want to say to them? Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's take his. We'll take all of those, unfortunately. What else is on the ground? We've got 2. Oh no, I'm only going to take those two, Spirit. This person has so much they need to bloody tell you. Sorry for swearing. They have so much that they need to tell you. And look at what's at the bottom of the deck. That's everything that I was picking up on. My heart feels so heavy and broken. You know what? Me too. I'm so grateful that I'm going to the gym after this, because I just need to let this energy out. And I don't want to cry because they're not my tears. It feels like this person is just so heavy and broken. Let's have a look at what they were telling you. They're saying, I want you. Yeah, I really feel like they're craving your energy. This person sees you as an empress, somebody who is so nurturing, so kind, so patient, so stable, so successful. I don't know what you've done recently, but you are glowing in this person's eyes. You're very fertile. They feel like they're at a make or breaking point here within themselves. They don't want any more secrets, so they're working themselves up to that point where they get to talk to you, where they get to tell you what they experienced with that tower moment. I think about us a lot. I don't deny that. I think that they try to stop thinking about you though. This person isn't comfortable with their thoughts. They want more time. We know that, but they feel like they're running out of time as well in terms of this period of their life. Don't trust everything you hear. So there's something going on here that they want to set the record straight on. What is that, Spirit? What do they want to set this record straight on? What do they want to set the record straight on? What's going on with this? I don't trust everything you hear. Six of Pentacles reversed, Nine of Cups reversed. They're not happy. They've accidentally committed themselves to something here that is now feeling like a debt. This person feels like they owe people time, resources, maybe money. They could be experiencing money problems, but they feel like they have unfinished business with you. They're not happy. Don't listen to everything you hear. This person is not happy. Let's get some advice for you, sweets, because you bloody well need it. You really need it. Let's get some advice. What is the advice for group 4 in this situation, Spirit? Thank you so much. I love how quick that was. 6 reversed. Sextile reversed. I'm going to have to clarify sextile because I'm not completely confident with that. What do you call it? Is it conjunction? I can't even think of it now. My mind is just not there. Not with astrology, that's for sure. I see this person like looking at the moon or the sun and thinking of you. I feel like they look at the sun in the afternoon and they think of you. Yeah, purple afternoon. That's why. What is this person's 10th house reversed? Okay. What is the advice here, Spirit, with group 1? Waning gibbous. Okay. So waning makes me think that something is ending here, that something is coming to an end. I feel like 6th house reverse. You've got 2 6s reverse. Spirit is saying, listen, sweet pea, don't overextend yourself. Don't overcommit yourself. Don't overgive yourself, especially if a lot of your lessons thus far, having met this person, have to do with you knowing how to balance out your empathy and your kindness and your nurturing. I see with this situation, you don't technically owe anything to this person, but there is some unfinished business between the two of you, a lesson here that needs to finish once and for all. And I see with sextile here that the two of you are coming into conjunction, like you're getting ready to align. But at this moment, I also believe that there's other things that you could be working on. I'm going to clarify that sextile card real quick. But I do believe that there are other things that you could be working on right now. And I don't mean to say that to dishearten you, but I feel like in this situation, there's a lot going on. Yeah, in shadow, sextiles can be difficult to activate. We need to remember our sextiles. Remember that the planets involved are open to activating one another. So I see that you both have to be open in order to activate one another. You both have to want this. You both have to be ready for this. And I think that at this point in time, the connection is in their hands for them to step up and for them to choose to give. Don't overgive. That's really the energy that I'm getting here. A sextile is 2 planets that are stimulated by one another, their relationship oriented toward taking deliberate action. That card is reversed. So Spirit's saying, don't overdo this. It has to be balanced. That's what's missing here. There has to be balance. 10th house reverse, this person isn't your only option. And the focus shouldn't be on marriage with them. The focus should be on building a future that you want, that you need. The focus should be on creating stability and creating legacies that you are happy with, that you desire. I see that you may have another opportunity here with them, but they aren't your only option. You know, do you get my drift? I don't mean to dishearten you. Do I believe this is going to happen for you? Absolutely. I'm not someone that likes to perpetuate these harmful messages unless I'm 100% sure, and it feels like Spirit is really wanting you to hear this. So is it possible? Yes, absolutely. But it's only possible if you're both giving. So I recommend with your advice that you let them reach out and give first to show that they are wanting to both be in this. If you were the one who's always done it, it's not going to work unless they give as well. And with waning gibbous, a cycle between the two of you is absolutely coming to an end, but it's not coming to an end in the way that as you would usually view an ending. I don't see like a transition to black here. I see a transition towards a full moon. I see the opportunity here to really experience something quite powerful. Like it's coming to an end in the sense of it's building, and you may be feeling that as well within yourself. Your advice is to let the situation build, let it gain momentum naturally, let it unfold naturally. Focus on what you see, focus on what you know, but know that a lot is happening in the background as well, and let that be peaceful for you. Don't let that stress you out. Don't let that drive you crazy as your mind tries to work out things that you aren't meant to know for now. Focus simply on where the light touches, because that is your point of focus, and that is where you will have most of your fulfillment from at this point in your life. Spirit is wanting you to focus on your future and creating a future for you, regardless of who sits next to you. And this is to ensure that you're getting the best outcome possible, allowing this person the room to become the person that they need to be and that they are destined to be if they wish to be with you. I hope that was helpful, group 4. I'm going to take this into the extended reading now. I want to tell you about that real quick. In your extended reading, we're going to get more information about your relationship with this person. We're going to look at what your future spouse's next actions towards you will be. We're going to look at what your next actions towards them will be. We're going to look at how you'll recognize them, although I doubt you'll miss them. So maybe let's look at how you'll recognize union with them instead, to know that it's actually real. And then we're going to look at what they like about you. Let's change that to love, because you're definitely a love group. What do they love about you, and what do you love about them? So if you're interested in the extended, if you want those answers, do click on the link in my description box, which will take you to my website. The extended reading is there. It's all ready to go. Before you go wherever you're going, I just want to send you so much love, group 4. I have so much love for you, and I'm going to send you so many healing vibes. I hope within my heart of hearts that this message found you at the right time, and that it wasn't too triggering, and that it was just a helpful bit of information to supplement your wonderful day working on you, loving you. And I hope at the end of the day that the best possible outcome finds you. And if it is this person, then beautiful. I'll be so happy for you. I hope that you take care of your wonderful self. Thank you so much for all of your support, group 4. And thank you to our spiritual teams for helping me channel these messages and for keeping me safe while doing so. I shall connect with you in another video. Bye.